Drip from the acid hit. Take a trip to your mannequin. If you ruin his life, might as well kill him. There's no thing is half a sin. They break it, you build it again. Revenge will erase the reasons you mad at them. Recreation use becomes abuse. A full bloom butterfly effect resurrect from the caterpillars. A hill without soil, a mountain that's built from the garbage fills. Subsidize your rent, your environment will slowly reap your soul. Apartment bills, pay a toll. Cross the bridge, state your name, electronically copy your finger seal, and implement time travel while you're trapped in time. Reinventing the wheel, I create ways to travel along a new space. I mold and clay till a new path is paved. Follow my footsteps and trace the great. Someday, the rain will drop like rain. One day, they'll feel this pain I paint. And someday, we'll have no reason to tear. One day, the truth and the frequencies will be clear. Someday, we will be unchained in the spirit, in the flesh, and in the brain. Someday, we'll see it, there will be no pain. Day after day, we count until someday. Day after day, I'm counting till someday. Day after day, I'm counting till someday. I bathe in the pain, no water will wash away. You can count sheep to sleep or count days wide awake, waiting for someday. It's like waiting for one day, like a lottery, some say. Hypocrisy, foul play, with intent to invent systems whipping economic slaves. Their chains will be broken one way or another. Some say I speak about the same things, brother. Other rappers speak about the blank blank, brother. Some say we created by alien beings, chariots in the sky. Some would pray when they see them. Others find the truth, dilute, incorporate spirits. Some can't stand what they see in the mirror, and some pretend not to see ya, while others would even kill just to be ya. Someday, the rain will drop like rain. One day, they'll feel this pain I paint. And someday, we'll have no reason to tear. One day, the truth and the frequencies will be clear. Someday, we will be unchained in the spirit, in the flesh, and in the brain. Someday, we'll see it, there will be no pain. Day after day, we count until someday.
My team's monumental. Oh, I'm getting cream, I'm screaming, can it be so simple? Twisted off that lean, I'm counting green in my rental. Weed and nicotine, I'm Charlie Sheen in my mental. You fiend for my level.
Yeah, that's my shit, man. Huh? Yo, chill. Huh? I told my nigga come and talk to me. I could bring you to New Haven quick. When niggas know a nigga that know a nigga, what up with knowing niggas, nigga, I don't know shit. They drop jewels, but niggas ain't never made nothing. They all talk, but niggas ain't never paid nothing. And then they get in the booth, start feeling they self, start talking that shit like if they spray something. I'm in the hood while y'all niggas play the law scene. I'm straight dropping it, this water all chlorine. The girl dirty and I still keep the ball clean. The bills paid, my daughter fed, your boy mean. I'm out here, I don't fuck with the club scene. Matter of fact, I ain't even social. I disappear for a month and follow the cold front. Yeah, I told you that my hustle coastal. You can't make it if you stay local. And never let a washed up nigga coach you. It's a lot of that around here, so it's for the living. I crack a bottle and pour a beer. Whole dog here, no service or poor beers. Handful of niggas the team, so yeah, we all here. Rather have mine with a beam, let's make it all clear. Bang, bang, rush mouth gang, nigga, this our year. Straight like that. I've been the man since I started laying tracks. Ain't never been a time that I was whack. Always snapping off and dumbing when I rap. Never slacking when it come to spitting facts. Bitch, you artificial, my artificial, you get it, my nigga, cause I be sizzling the track. Bones, blunts, joints of marijuana got me buzzing in the struggle to relax. Take another listen, my nigga, and run it back. 100 bars a minute is going over your cap. Flow is so infinite, my nigga, riddle me that. It ain't about me if it ain't about scratch. I'ma stack it, put the state up on my back. Never slacking, my mackin' is still attacking, so immaculate. Wasn't really with battling, I toss him like a javelin. Overthrowing establishment, I ain't having it. Born a leader, never follow, not the half of it. That's why I move like an activist. On the low, high, lean, no activist. Cause it seemed like a catalyst. The dumber generation down and it's the saddest shit. And I ain't hating, but I had it vent. Tell me what your life's like and use common sense.
World, welcome to the Chop Shop Radio. I am your host, Nabi Reality. You got
host Esperaz in the building. What up, what up, what up, what up?
I gotta introduce you guys, man. You gonna introduce yourself?
No, you know, I don't need an introduction.
I don't need no introduction.
Showcast in the building.
We got Showcast in the building. We got Slim running the boards. The Chop Shop Radio every Thursday, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard United States time. We gotta say that because we got a lot of peoples in different countries. Brought to you by the Universal Collective and the Woo Worldwide DJ Coalition. Before we get started, I want to say special shout out to one of my big brothers and mentors, DJ Juice, J.U. Ice. You know what I'm saying? The big homie, the president of the Woo Worldwide DJ Coalition that me, Cash, and G's are part of. So the Chop Shop Radio is part of the Woo Worldwide DJ Coalition. You know, salute to that brother for believing in what we do and supporting us and, you know, and for bringing these weirdos in with me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got a great show tonight. We're supposed to interview Mickey Fax. I wanted to question him about his battle with Daylight, which was a very interesting battle. If you don't know Mickey Fax, then you don't know hip hop because the brother's been around a long time, putting in a lot of work.
On today.
No, I'm saying that I'm talking about how we're rescheduling his interview because you know, some things came up, some personal things came up for one of our members and stuff like that, and we wasn't able to link that up right now. So I talked to Mickey earlier. We're gonna move that over, but we are gonna be building with the brother Stoneface out of North Philadelphia. This brother has a very, very interesting story about pain and overcoming it with positive energy and influencing people and creating something positive. Shout out to William Cooper, the whole Gem Star Regime fam. You know what I'm saying? We interviewed William Cooper not that long ago. William Cooper's a very good dude. You know what I'm saying? Good brother, part of the Black Market Militia, representing New York and New Jersey. And Stoneface will be calling in about 20 minutes or so. You know, the brother has a very interesting story. I don't want to tell it too much because he's gonna tell it. But you know, shout out to Leo. You know what I'm saying? Our peoples out there in Queens. Shout out to our New York peoples. You know what I'm saying? Represent. You make sure you know what I'm saying? Listen, if you want to like we do interviews, but we do like certain brief interviews at times. If you really want to see real in-depth long interviews on the OGs that you really care about it, make sure you check out the Drop a Gem on Them show. You know what I mean? It's just like the title of the Mobb Deep, Drop a Gem on EM. Check it out. Look at their Facebook page. Look up their website. I'm saying these brothers are doing really, really, really great things. They've linked us with a lot of people, and you know, I haven't released the I haven't really released the interview yet because I'm gonna kind of follow the format of releasing like some things later on down the road. But we're gonna get a live call in soon from the brothers from the Drop a Gem on the show. But I got up with Leo, me and C-Dub from the Universal Collective Connecticut. Actually went out to New York and linked with him the same day that we linked up at Rock and this monster from Helter Skelter. We went over to Queens, went on the top of the rooftop, like seven floors up, you know, New York skyline. And then we definitely had a dope interview with the brother, you know, the Gorilla Monsoon, you know what I'm saying, Click and all that other stuff. Like, there's just some dope brothers, man, like, and we really appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Bay Area's tuned in. Shout out to the the Dirty Klansmen, 144,000 chosen. Shout out to Cap Z and the Universal Collective New Zealand fam that's tuned in right now. And anybody, they're in the future. Yo, so they were always cracking on me on the show about me talking about these cats being in the future, right? And it's like, it's crazy because I was talking to my brother Cap Z in New Zealand of the mighty Naughty North movement. The Naughty North movement. They do hip hop. Out of New Zealand. Hip hop out of New Zealand. You know what I'm saying? I could do your accent, Cap.
Was that their accent?
Naughty North movement out of New Zealand. Do hip hop. We do Universal Collective. Nah, them are my guys, man. Yeah. Those are my guys. I'm nobody's safe. Nobody's safe on the chop shop. But so I was talking to the brother the other night. We had like an hour-long video chat. You know what I'm saying? And it was like 8 p.m. It was like 8 p.m. like on a Tuesday over here, and it was 1 p.m. Wednesday over there, and I was like, yo, it's just so crazy. I was like, yo, I still got to go through the rest of my night, go to sleep, wake up, and I'm still.
I mean, it doesn't matter unless it doesn't matter unless they could tell us some events is gonna happen.
That's what I said. Too bad you're not really in the future. You could tell us some lottery numbers, and we all be rich.
Some
and we laughed about
basketball
that.
scores and shit. Yeah.
But if you're not familiar with the Naughty North movement, if you're not familiar, you know, unless you're hiding under a rock somewhere, you've heard of the Universal Collective. These guys are pretty awesome. Heard the founder's pretty cool. And they're in 10 different countries. They just recently started chapters in Brazil, Nigeria, and Naughty North movement's one of the newer movements. But these brothers are real powerful. They just dropped their album. They actually, I feel very blessed that there's a song on there featuring Universal Collective leader Canada, Unknown Misery of Babylon War Child, on a song called Universal Collective. Like, I didn't even really know about this track. Like, it just kind of surprised me. And I feel really, really honored. I feel proud. It's just interesting how an idea can start in your head, and then it materializes. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think a lot of people have ideas, but they don't know how to actually put them into action and shit like that. I've been thinking about a lot of shit. I'm like, damn, what if we had this? But you don't know where to start and where to go. In
all honesty, I gotta be honest. The rise of social media really helped out a lot, because I met the Naughty North brothers off of online, but most of our movement isn't built like that. Like, we got a team over in Colombia, and one of my young boys, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, used to work with me in a different time, in a different life, when I wasn't this guy, when I was a different person on the streets. He got deported back to Medellin, Colombia. So he reached back out when he saw me making moves to show his support, because he don't rap. And I was like, who's popping down there where you're at, but on the right mind state. Like, they're not just like could rap, but have like the mind state to build in a constructive. He's like, yo, there's this squad over here called the Killer Company. And I'm like, I'm a street dude. You know, we got street rap with us. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, our Connecticut family. Shout out to New Have, Russian Mafia. That's street hip hop. But the kind of street hip hop that we like to bring into our collective is stuff that also teaches you to build. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like that Young Jeezy concept, like how Young Jeezy talks about trapping, but he also talks about the oppression of black people and getting out and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff that we like. So I was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little judgmental about the name, the Killer Company. But then I thought about Medellin being one of the most dangerous places in the entire world, right? Right. So, but when I built with these brothers, I realized how positive they were, and they've got like this dope reggaeton, hip hop kind of mixture vibe going on. So look up The Killer Company. That's the Universal Collective Colombia, Medellin, Colombia. Shout out to them. So they were born into that.
The internet, man, like before the internet was around, people would have to go, like A&Rs would have to go to actually see a person live at a show to get the feel of what they do. You know what I mean? They have to travel across the country or certain shit like that. But now, you know what I mean? They got SoundCloud, they got YouTube. You have to go nowhere. You can just sit there.
You think that's a good or a bad thing, though?
I mean, it's a good thing for, like, picking up, like, getting new talent and shit like that. You know, it's mad time consuming, like, having to travel here and travel over here to go watch somebody live. And what if you have a bad night? You know what I mean? If you had just like your night, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what if all right, for instance like this. But what all right, how about like this? Even though I mean this is kind of a bad example because he's already on, but I didn't really care much for Ludacris in the beginning. But then I saw Ludacris open up for Outkast at the Electric Factory in Philly, and I was instantly a fan after his live performance.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that like that I seen. You know what I mean? Like,
There's niggas songs I
like
hear.
them.
If I see him live, I don't like.
Well,
you know, people say. You know who people say.
Well,
you know who people say is like that. The Black Eyed Peas.
Well, then you got to look
I've
at.
heard a couple real niggas say that the Black Eyed Peas are dope live.
Well, then you got to look at somebody like Nas, who people say suck live.
It's not that he sucks. It's just he's by himself and there's not a lot of hype. But he's got so many hits. Does he really need all of that?
A lot of times he be drunk, and like I heard from numerous people that Nas is not a great.
Well, Rick Ross sucks live. Look at somebody like that.
He's not a fucking.
You see
he's
Rick
not
Ross,
an entertainer.
You
Like,
see
he's
Rick
like a
Ross
studio.
on that Source Awards, where it was a couple years ago, with a big ass yellow leather jacket, looked like a school bus.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
So it's like, well,
Horrible.
like now you can just pick somebody's YouTube videos, you can just listen to their music and get your own idea of what they can do. Like, but a lot of people not good live. You could take a person, you could take you can't really teach a person how to be a great live performer. You can teach them how to be a better live performer, but you can't really teach a person how to be a great live performer. Either you got it or you don't.
You don't. That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just about like the natural flow, right, of the person. Like
know, man.
you don't think anybody. You said you can't teach it, but so you don't think that there's people that have
I
learned
like I
after
said,
going on tours.
I said you think you could teach a person to be better.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if you can always be a better performer, but you can't teach a person like just to have it. Like you know what I mean? Like
that natural characteristic.
yeah, you go on stage.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think it's hard to explain that. But me and you, I know it's hard to explain. But
well, it's
when
like
you say the word, when you say it, because
it, you know, say you always
factor.
hear a person say he has it.
Yep.
Like you don't know what exactly
is
it is, but you know, people just gravitate towards the person. Like I was talking to my son the other night. And I was like, look at a person like, because my son, he's born a day before me, but he's like, I don't know. He's like one of those people, he's only 14, but it don't matter where you go. You can be in fucking Brooklyn, like, oh shit, look at Xavier. Like, what you doing over here? Like, he knows somebody everywhere he fucking goes, like, for no reason. Like, I wasn't like that when I was younger. I didn't really talk to nobody, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say shit to nobody. He talks to everybody. He'll help an old lady walk across the street, this guy out, type of shit. So I was like, why do you think that people gravitate towards J Deuce? He's not the best rapper you ever heard. He's not whack. He's a really good rapper. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't do anything that much different than anybody else, but people just gravitate towards him because he has it. You don't know why.
Yep. He has that it factor.
and what is and then the whole question of what is it is hard to define, right? Like we said that. Like the question of what is it, that's hard to define.
Yeah, when you go on stage, you gotta kind of let go in a sense. You know what I mean? You can't be worried about what I'm gonna say wrong or if I'm gonna say this right or this and this and that. You just gotta kind of let go. But like you got a person like J-Lo. Like J-Lo she's not a great studio artist. She's good entertainer. She's dances. The performance gonna be big. It's gonna be great. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you like, so like I said, you can take a person. You can take like a group or a person and make them a better, make it better than what they are. But you can't make a person be a great performer from a average. You can't take an average performer and teach them how to be a great performer.
Yeah, you're right about
teach
that.
them how to be a good performer. Not fucking great. You know what I mean? So
I think that people like there are people that are like less skilled and then go on like these like 50, 40 city tours. And I think they learn through experience because, like, I feel like we haven't been on any major tours, but we went on a little tour down south, and we've done shows in other states. And I think that we've perfected our craft over doing like those. But we already had a certain level of talent anyway. So I get what you're saying.
Well, I think with us, like when we first compared to when we first started, we didn't have any songs like together.
Together, yeah.
We was doing all songs that like. We were just doing shows, but we had like all separate songs, like it'd be a song with G's and Super, and then it'd be a song with me by myself, and then Super by itself, and then
so it was more features
Nabi.
rather than
So it was kind of broken up. It wasn't like a cohesive thing. So when we started making tracks together, actually in the studio, and actually knowing the words, what I'm saying, knowing like the vibe and the feel, and then it came to a part where it's just like the repetition made it a lot better. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So the chemistry, but like ever since we started making tracks, like all of us on them, and we all knew the words and we all knew, the tracks. Then it's like
because it gives it that. I guess it gives it that cohesiveness, right?
Yeah. I mean, like for me, I love to like stop at my last word. You know what I'm saying? I like to stop my last word and look up at the sky like.
That's because you're old and you need to catch your breath.
And everybody, yeah, right. And everybody.
That's because you're old. He getting old, nigga.
Everybody say my words for me. I look up at the sky like I'm.
What about that picture where it looks like you seen that picture? You seen Cash's Facebook profile picture where it looks like he's got the Holy Ghost and me and fucking Deuce look like we're fucking wilding out. That's one of the funniest pictures ever of all time.
It's like I was about to cast some lightning and they was about to run. Like bring the lightning. They was like, it's gonna find.
Nah, they're like, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah,
So I wanted to talk a little bit about something. So there's this guy. His name is Major Ace, and he's from the UK, and he's a grime artist. For those of you out there who are not hip to the international music scene, grime is a form of music that came out of a fusion of like the drum and bass and garage and drum and bass and like hip hop scene.
The beats at 140 BPM.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
well, between like 140 and 142. So if it's not 142, it's not grime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it has to be a certain beats per minute, and a lot of grime artists. I mean, I guess some people here that don't have the ear for music kind of compare it to trap, because I guess you could kind of compare it to trap,
Well,
but they're
really
better than
grime.
trap artists though.
I mean,
lyrically, they're better. To me, they're better.
But they
than
do
trap
they do
artists.
grime too. They do grime. They acknowledge trap is trap and grime is grime.
But I'm saying some people when I play it, they're like, oh, this sounds like trap music, but grime music.
It probably was trap though, because
There's
it's
some
not
really-
all grime.
Yeah.
Grime is just that. Doom, doom,
Yeah,
doom,
there's
doom,
some
doom,
really
doom,
dope grime
fast-ass
artists, like
fucking-
some really dope grime artists that we listen to is like Abracadabra, Crepton Conan, Mist, Koju Funds.
Koju Funds not really grime artist.
Yeah, he's more of like a dance hall, but they kind of but grime because of the second generation Jamaicans born in the UK, because it's easier for Jamaicans to get citizenship in the UK than the United States.
It's funny because
They have that
like,
dance hall.
It's funny because
influence.
they're all mixed in over there. It's like some of them are Nigerian, some of them are
Yeah.
like Liberian,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of them are Jamaican.
Yeah.
So they all kind of like mesh
Yeah.
their culture into the UK culture, but they're all
Yeah,
from
they
like
do.
different companies.
Yeah, grime music. Yeah, grime music is dope. Like, I'll put you on to some artists. So I just want to say, Major Ace, who is often credited with being one of the founders of grime music, he passed away. He died recently. Ace was suffering from a brain tumor for 3 years. He was born Luke Monero and was a founding member of the Pay As You Go cartel. The UK collective helped launch the careers of a number of well-known UK artists, including Willie and DJ Target. In 2002, the group reached number 13 in the UK charts for the single Champagne Dance. They were called Pay As You Go Cartel. They're older cats. Grime ain't really been around that long though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
early 2000.
yeah, grime really hasn't been around that long. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if you're
So they
interested,
give Dizzy Rascal and
you got the number one
Wiley,
spot, right?
Wiley did like the creators
Well,
of grime.
Stormzy's on the track. Stormzy was on the same tour as Wu-Tang, and he was also in a song with Linkin Park and Pusha T. That's quite an accomplishment. And Stormzy's like dope. Stormzy's dope. There's a dope video I show you where Stormzy's like he's with like 15, 20 dudes and
Shut up.
and shut up. You don't want to be you want to backup dancer? So you don't want to be a backup dancer. And he's like, but his whole crew is like his whole crew is like saying it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like this whole realm that a lot of
It's
Americans
crazy
are
about,
overlooking. You know
like
what I mean?
UK grime and shit. They're all about views over there. They're all about
They always
a
got
million
they
views.
always have
They
like
got
1 million plus views.
like at least almost like was nine.
Their videos be
like
top
9
notch.
figure.
And they have
but somebody said I was watching a DJ Vlad interview, and he was talking to like Mist or Gigs and one of those dudes, and he was like, the funny thing about the UK is like they getting all those views just from the UK basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're not getting like a lot of American views. All their views, they get like 39 million views, and you know what I mean.
They'll be in the millions.
Views,
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I think it is.
Easy.
I also think that like when they're like of African descent, like Nigerian or something like that, I think that a lot of people in their communities in different countries also support
Yeah, pretty sure.
them musically, and I think that they go hard for they go hard, and like
Kojo Funds, I think is Nigerian.
a lot of them dudes, like all them dudes that were down with Dipset, SAS, them all dudes are all night. They call themselves Flygerians. All them
Flygerians,
although
yeah.
they're all Nigerian
I
brothers.
heard of Liberians too.
Yeah.
for Liberians.
There's a lot of Africans that there's a lot of African people that are live in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just white people. A lot of Africans that live in the UK because, you know, they go over there and they work in the factories and they do, you know, some of the other work and
They're
stuff.
all on
like
Twitter.
that. You know
Go
what
check
I'm
out
saying?
Twitter.
So does anybody hey, have you heard of so the brother from the Mighty Foot Clan, he wanted to ask, have you heard of Oceanic Wisdom? He's a UK grime artist. Nah, but we'll look him up. And shout out to our peoples that's down south, originally from New York City, one of our #1 producers, fellow UZD brother, Pop Sounds. He wants to see the tune. Check it out, Pops. That's the Abcore joint.
Pop Sounds.
Exclusive UZD joint. Can you see that shit, Pops, right there, man? You see that joint? We all got one. Cash, you don't got yours on today?
Yeah, it's in the car there.
Oh, Cash got his joint in gold, you know what I mean? So shout out to C Dub of the mighty Russian Mafia, Universal Collective, Connecticut. We were talking about you earlier, bro. We were talking about that trip to New York, man, and the interview we did on the rooftop and all of that. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. Like, we appreciate this because we are a self-made platform. We don't have any major sponsors or major corporations or nothing behind us. We do all this from the dirt, from the ground up. Not yet.
But
we're open to it.
We're gonna sell Nobby's manhood for a little bit of.
Sell my manhood for a little bit. We're gonna sell Cash's hands to the highest bidder. You can do whatever he'll do whatever you want with his hands. As long as he don't gotta look at it, he can wear a glove. But that's how we gonna do it. Yeah, so I mean, what we'll do is we'll go into that video after the interview because the brother's gonna call in soon. So there was something else that I wanted to talk about too. So there's actually there's a movie coming out. That I was looking at it and people have been talking about it. I don't think a lot of people know about it. Nabi's sex tape, and it'll be the first sex tape ever to feature Nabi in furry mode.
Granny Trannies 3.
You know what? Y'all know what furries are, right? That's when you dress in a big bunny suit and the other person dresses in a wolf suit, and then you have a little.
That's crazy that you know that.
Nah, you never seen that before.
That's a common thing, bro.
They have it's like a group orgy type thing. So you know everybody dressed up in these funny costumes, like these big ass like furry.
So they don't have to buy nothing. They must. Let me tell you something.
They have front and back flaps.
Let me tell you something.
So,
they have sex. They have sex, and the people don't even know what each other looks like.
You
could be fucking a tranny and not know it. So it could be dressed. So check it out. right? So
the next time you don't fuck with that. Don't fuck with that golden bed. That was a train. That's a training. Last time I was here.
Yo, here's the thing though. For these people that have sex in these like big suits, they have to have fans on them because those. Now I'm gonna say something. I know you're gonna laugh, but those suits are hot. You're gonna say how I know.
I ain't even gonna say no.
I used to work in a nonprofit, and I ran a camp. I ran a youth camp for a while, and then we had the firefighters come in. And they were doing a display for the kids to teach the kids how to safely get out of the house if there's a fire. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these kids live in the projects and shit, or it's not so much the projects, but like these rundown houses where shit catches fire, fucking slums and shit. Yeah, because our school was for hood kids. We was on the borderline between West and South Side. We was in the hood. So they come in and they're like, what's up? They was like, what's up, man? Because I was running the camp. They was like, yo, we got a little bit of a problem though, because all the kids are excited because we said that we were gonna bring the dog, the dog mascot with the hat. I forgot his name, Fido or some shit, Sparky, whatever the fuck, Dalmatian. So they're like, listen, the guy that was supposed to come because they needed 2 guys to do the presentation, and one guy that was like, yo, we need someone to go in a suit. I'm like, man. I'm like, I don't know, man, about that. I never, I don't know about this. They're like, come on, bro. They got a fan and everything. I said, got a fan? They're like, yeah, I got a fan. Don't worry about it. I got in there, man. The fan was broke. I'm in this big ass suit, and I had to stop, drop, and roll with this big ass. I was dressed like a big ass dog in a full firefighter outfit.
A computer fan.
And I had to roll around. It's like a little
like a computer fan, like a computer.
Yeah, and it's in the hat. But this shit's hot, man. Listen, I was so fucking hot. I had to drop on the floor and stop, drop, and roll. And I was like sweating like crazy, but the kids was because they were trying to teach because they were going through
what you doing kids with fire,
and the thing is the dog wears a real fucking fire outfit and shit, like, so this shit's hot.
So
you got the fur,
you got a fire suit on.
Yeah, man, but it wasn't like a full fire suit, but it was a lot.
Like the jacket and
it was, and it had the hat and shit, and the hat piece, the thing wasn't on all the way. I had to go. That's the second time I had to dress up like that with a fucked up joint. I remember one time my mother.
That's what I mean. That was the first time. We want to go and ask about the second time?
No. When my daughter turned 2.
Second time we was in the middle of the woods.
No.
I was a pink bunny.
When my middle child Ilea, my youngest daughter, when she turned 2, she was obsessed with Elmo. So I dressed up like Elmo, right? Because we were gonna hire a guy. We are gonna hire a guy to play Elmo. And it got really expensive. Like they wanted, it was like kind of last minute. We wasn't gonna do it. We did like the Sesame Street theme, and she loved Elmo. Elmo. She's like 2. So like, all right, well, we're gonna get Elmo. You know what I'm saying? This and that. We called all these places. It was like there was too much money, and then they couldn't do it. They wanted to know if they could send this person, that person. We're like, nah, we need Elmo. So my mom tracks down this ghetto ass Elmo shit. It smelled like cigarette butts and fucking
like the Elmo from Times Square.
Yeah. It smelled like ass in there. It was horrible. Like, and I had to spend like a couple of days like watching Elmo videos to try to perfect the voice. And I had it down a little bit. Like I could say, like I couldn't have a whole conversation, but I could like, yeah, Elmo. Like I could do the voice for a little. I can't do as much now, but this is years ago. Elmo, so I had to dress like Elmo. And here's the worst part. I don't know what's the worst part though. What was the worst part was that the suit had like little holes in it. It smelled like cigarette butts and ass, or the fact that my daughter was completely fucking terrified and did not enjoy it at all. She was totally fucking terrified.
Probably knew it was you, but look at this motherfucker. Right?
She was like, look, I was a skinny ass Elmo.
Sound like daddy.
I was like,
so
just like, ah! So shout out to my daughter, man. So a lot of people, I want to talk about. There's a movie coming out, directed by the RZA, and it's called Love Beats and Rhymes. There's a trailer out right now, and it stars what they say controversial Azalea Banks.
I think it's
called Azalea Banks, and it also features appearances from Jill Scott, Method Man, and Common. Peace. Peace. Can you hear us? Hold on 1 second, brother.
Okay, go ahead, should be good.
Peace. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Peace. Can you hear us? All right. Turn up your volume a little bit. Oh, you can't. Let me fix this real quick. Can you hear us? You hear us loud and clear? Can you? Is there any way you could turn up your volume a little bit? We got the mighty Stoneface on the phone.
You see this? You see this?
Yeah, a little something. It's a little low, but we'll work with it. It's not the mic though. It's this right here. Is that not? Whoa, way better, way better. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, but go ahead. You kind of was louder, then it went back down. It was sounding really loud for a second. We had you in there. We had you in there real good. Right there? Yeah, that's good. Well, a little bit. You had a second ago. It sounded a lot louder. Nah, it's still kind of low. Hold on. Let me see if it's the connection on the phone. Hold on 1 second. Let me check the phone. Let me turn this phone up real quick. Yeah, it could be that. Yo, go ahead. Keep talking. Hold on 1 second. Play with it for a little bit. All right, you can hear us clear?
I can hear you clear.
Right there. Put it down. All right. So introduce yourself, brother.
This is Stoneface, Gemstar Regime.
Peace. We're talking to the mighty Stoneface. How's everything going, brother?
Maintaining, man. You know what I mean? It's a good time right now. It's called out.
Yeah, for real. That's why it's a good time for you to call, right?
Absolutely.
So, for people, you're calling out of North Philadelphia. That's where you're based, right?
Absolutely. I'm in Frankfurt section, Bridget and Pratt, North Philly.
All right. You're talking to Nabi Reality right now. I'm from Rhode Island, but I have a lot of history with Philadelphia. I used to live in West Philly and Southwest.
Okay, much respect.
Yeah. 49th to Baltimore. That was my area. West Philly.
Matter of fact, my wife is from 49th to Baltimore.
Whoa, all right. Yeah, that's the hood right there.
Yeah, it's not too far from Woodland Avenue and all that.
Yeah, yep. Right after University City, when it really starts to get hood, when you start seeing no more white people.
This guy.
I think I was the only person for probably 20 blocks that wasn't black. I was the only Latino over there. Nah, for real. All the Latinos are all the Puerto Ricans were in the Badlands. Know what I mean?
Well, listen, I'm also from Hunting Park. You know what I mean? 7th Atlantic.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All up and down 5th Street. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know what it is.
Yeah, Allegheny, all that.
Absolutely.
All right. Just let you know I know Philly. Much love to the 215.
Over there, 23rd and Allegheny, pick up the North Philly, that's the bottom.
Yep. Down bottom.
Richard
Yup.
Used to be.
Yep, shout out to Down Bottom. Shout out to all the people. That whole area. A lot of people is crazy because like it's crazy because like we were told by a lot of people like no Temple because Temple is a very prestigious institute, but people don't realize you walk 2 blocks from Temple, you're in a trap block. Like you're in the trap.
Oh, yeah.
You walk 2 blocks away from Temple, you are in the trap. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, it's unfortunate. Your kids is trying to get education. You know what I'm saying? But when you mix poverty and education together in an unclean area, you know what I'm saying, you get bad developments.
Yep.
Yeah, and also too, it's also the shift in the economics. Like I was watching AR Rab talk on Vlad TV the other night, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he don't sell drugs no more. He got his money in properties. And I'm not criticizing the brother for making his money, but I was looking at it from a standpoint of the hood, right? And he was talking about how they're buying these houses up and then they're selling them to all these like kids from New Jersey or whatever, these college kids, or the properties buying them at $15,000 and selling for $100,000 2 years later. Like I get that you're making your money, but that's gentrifying and changing the neighborhood. And like here's what people don't realize about gentrification. Yes, it's nice when the blocks in Brooklyn and North Philly and in the Bronx become safe, right? And become safe. But what people don't realize is that yes, more businesses come and you start to see the white people with their little dogs and the purses and shit, right? Yeah. You see that in Brooklyn, you see that in Queens, you see that in around Philly, right? But here's the bad part about that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Know, right up the street is Spring Garden.
Spring Garden. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Apartments. That's right across from community college. My daughter goes to community college. You know what I'm saying? So right across the street on Spring Garden, they're building these high rises. You know what I mean? Starting like $2,100 a month.
Yeah.
So that's right up the street from the hood.
Yep. Yeah, and here's my thing, right, Stoneface? What I was trying to say is the after effect is yes, for the neighborhood, it brings a certain level of economics, but it's the cord. It brings a certain level of economics, but the problem is that the poor people that live in these neighborhoods that can't afford cars and stuff like that, if they can't live in the city, they have to go out of the city, and then how are they going to get to their jobs and shit like that with public transportation and stuff like that? Like how are they going to pick up their kids from daycare when you get out of work at 4 and the daycare closes at 5 and it takes you 2 hours on the train because you can't live in your neighborhood because people bought it and sold it to some white yuppies from New Jersey?
Yep.
It's a cycle of foolishness, and it goes back to education. A lot of our people don't have an entrepreneur spirit.
Let's move the cord around to get it.
You know, they don't know how to make money legally.
Right there.
You know what I'm saying? And keep their neighborhoods like they used to back in the 60s and 70s in our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You know? You have programs such as the HUB program and different urban programs that give tax benefits to minority business owners. I'm one. You know what I'm saying? But you have to do the science, and you got to educate yourself. They're not educating our young people today to be leaders. They're followers.
Exactly. They're taught to build somebody else's shit. They're not taught to be independent. They're taught to build the structure, and that's really the problem with today. Like you're saying, and like I'm not criticizing AR Rab for getting his money, but what I'm saying is that, but what is the lasting effect to the people in these neighborhoods we come from? Is what I'm saying.
Listen, they're selling row houses out here, bro. $7,000, $12,000. You know, flipping them within 6 months, making nice profit. Believe that.
But it ain't our people that are moving into these. These people are being moved out.
Yes, they are. They're being pushed up Roosevelt Boulevard, out North Beach and all that. You know?
Yeah. So let's switch gears a little bit and just talk about. So I want to talk a little bit about your story because you're an artist, you're an MC, you're very poetic, you drop a lot of knowledge. You're signed to the Gemstar regime, right, William Cooper? Because we shout out to the homie William Cooper. I know you got a project coming up. Before we get into all of that. I'd like to talk a little bit about your story because not everybody realizes. Could you talk about why?
Well, first of all, where did the name Stoneface come from?
That's what I'm getting into. Why do they call you Stoneface? And could you talk a little bit about that? Because I know you got a lot of struggle around that, and I watched a couple interviews on it, but I want you to tell it through your own words.
Well, real simple, brother. You know, I got stoned in the face, and it changed my complexion and identity as a person.
Now I'm blind. You know what I'm saying?
In both eyes, correct?
Eyesight whatsoever. All I have is the third eye right now.
Yep.
So that's how I navigate the world now. So I became Stoneface. And we're not talking about Flintstones. We're talking about, a powerful energy during the time of Enoch.
Yeah.
That's where the Stone Age come from. That time, Adam to Seth to Enoch. So we really deep into the sciences. So that's where Stoneface come from, to make it short.
So so going through your story a little bit and looking into it, so it seems like that you were trying to, like, we don't have to go through the whole story because I know you've already told it, but just I'm doing this for the benefit of our listeners that are now being introduced to you, because we got people tuned in from New Zealand right now, we got people from Italy tuned in. You were actually trying to leave an altercation that happened that really didn't have that much to do with you, and then you were actually in your car trying to bounce, and then the dude came up and it shot, and it hit you in one eye and went out the other, right?
Yeah, man. So we had the A+ right there at Broad and Windrum, and I'm getting in my car. I had a Civic. So I'm on the horn rack, stopped at Broad Street to go home. And I looked to my left, and my man, he popped me twice. Plugged me right below my cheekbone on my left side.
Was he coming? Was he coming for you, or
was he coming to shoot you, or the other dude in the car? He was just coming to. Yeah.
He was coming directly at me to bang me.
Yeah. And you put your arm up. Yeah. So it went through one eye and then out the other.
It actually went through my cheekbone, right below my left side, out my right eyebrow.
Yeah. And you had said that you got rushed to the hospital. You had said that you felt that you had died and your soul left your body.
Yeah, it did, man. I was levitating over the car, looking down at myself.
That out of body experience?
That's crazy.
It's real fast. You can't fake that. I saw myself, and I saw my head lean up against the glass. You know what I'm saying? And the cipher is this, man. After I got shot, I popped back up. My man was driving me to the hospital. I said, yo, cracked glass, man. I know what's going on. And he said, yo, I was leaking. He was talking crazy. I told brother, I said, yo, I'm mastering my breathing. Hurry up and get me to the hospital. You know what I mean?
Right.
This real talk. At Sino A&E, I survived beyond and back. I told my story worldwide, what I'm saying, 2 years ago, man. On that hit, that series. So,
yeah.
It's real.
And people can look it up, and I don't want to make you relive the whole story, but like I said, just for people to have a point of reference.
What was that? What was the transition? Like start life basically over again, not being able to see. Like what was that like?
Now you imagine, I'm saying, being able to see shorties,
which we love to do.
Walk up the block, grab a soda and a sandwich and keep it moving, whatever. Everything changed. I went through stages. I keep it real. I went through depression. My self-worth. Who was I? What can I do? And that's when, I tapped into my energy, man. I surrendered myself to the Almighty,
Yeah.
So through that, I was able to stand it, and it wasn't overnight at all.
Of course.
I had to learn how to rhyme again. I've been rhyming since college blown. I was a little kid.
So
what I mean?
So were you
come up in the game.
before the incident? Were you rapping about the same things you were rapping about after the incident?
Was your lyrics as positive prior to the shooting?
Yes, we had, got chambers. I was signed to Jaybird Records back in '96 with a group called All of the Family. And we had an album called Smoke Diamonds, still available right now. That's right after I left Jersey and came back to Philly. I was known as Badir the Intellectual at that time. So it just developed. I've always been one of those, my philosophy type rappers mixed with the street.
Yeah. So how did how was the reception from other people around you, the transition, and what did you get from other people?
Right after I got hit, I did a show at Club Space.
Was it a month later, right? Like a month after being shot, you did a show. How the fuck did you even do that? How did?
I even had bandages over my eyes.
Oh, I know about being at a show with a bandage over your eye. I had a similar situation, but mine was nowhere near as bad as that, bro.
And plus I was blind, So at that time I didn't master my
that's what's up. Hip Hop Daredevil.
Word.
Brothers literally had the whole floor to me when I was rocking the mic. Place me, turn me this way, turn me that way.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm facing the crowd.
Your other senses wasn't heightened yet.
Not yet, you know.
Yeah, man.
So that's what happened immediately after I got shot. You know, terrified inside though, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know, somebody just come up and steal me. Hey.
Yeah.
You know, like, yo, everything's going through my mind. So I had to realign myself to learn how to defend myself properly as a blind person. You know, how to, you know, really connect with the, you know, the universe again, man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. I was looking at your interview a little bit. I was real interested in what you said, that you was laying in a hospital bed, I believe, and you said that the priest came in to read you your last rites. How did you feel about that?
Yo, it was crazy because, you know, I was unconscious.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because they induced a coma. They induced you in a coma, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was induced for a long time, you know. And I was just like, man, you know, I was prepared to go though, you know.
Yeah.
I knew what was going on subconsciously in my ruach, my spirit. I was dead. I saw everything that was going on. You know, and just like when I levitated and came back to myself in that car, I came back to myself out of that coma. When I came out of that coma, I started pulling them cords out of my mouth. They had me on, you know, life support. I'm like, what is this? You know, so.
You didn't, for that quick second, you didn't know where you were?
Yeah, I couldn't breathe. I'm like, yo, nurse came over, grabbed me, you know what I'm saying? Pushed her off me. My sister came over, like, oh, shit, he's back, you know. Pulled that out of me. And from there, you know, I didn't turn around, you know, I'm here now.
So do you feel like that experience that you had, like, you know, seeing yourself, you know, like, as you said, you saw yourself dead and stuff like that, did that give you the strength to want to come back harder?
You know what it felt like? It felt like I had no control of what was going to happen.
Right.
You know, at one point, and I talked about this, I was standing at the door looking at myself and looking at my family and everybody.
That's crazy.
I was totally comfortable. It was good. You know, believe me, you know, what we have here is pain. Where I was at, there was no pain. You know, I didn't know what was next, but I felt good. It didn't feel like I was in purgatory, hell or something.
Yeah.
You know,
that's interesting.
It seems like I gotta say that from somebody who's not as come as close to you, but who's definitely, I've come close to death twice. More than twice in my life, but twice in the last few years, and one was from a medical, and the other one was from a head injury. So that's how I understand what you're saying about, like, but mine wasn't, you know, as bad as yours, but I mean, I couldn't see out of one eye and I recovered. You know, thankfully I have my sight. But what I want to say is, like, you know, I felt depressed for a little while, and I couldn't do certain things. Like my team made a big major move with a name change, and I couldn't even perform at the show. You know what I'm saying? And I found
supposed to perform at the show.
I wasn't supposed to. I still kind of was on stage while
at the show.
The doctor said that I could have because I had blood on my brain, and the doctor said that it could erupt like if I get too excited, but I couldn't help myself.
You got too excited.
Yeah, I did. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is like, what I'm trying to say though is like, yeah. But what I'm saying though is that, like, I'm not even trying to compare mine to yours because yours was way more traumatic, right? But what I'm just saying is like, I know what level of depth of hell I had to go into and come back to find my motivation to keep moving through all of that. So I can't even imagine the level of internal strength that it takes for a man to deal with what you're doing, and then to still, there's dudes who stub their toe or get their ass whooped and they can't rap no more. You lost your eyesight and you're kicking out dope ass music. So for me, to you, salute you, brother, for your perseverance and your overcoming. And like I said, I don't want to try to compare my situation to yours because
I would think it'd be
yours
like
is way more crazy.
I think it'd be like, you know, I'm pretty sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it'd be like, you know, you go through a wave of different emotions. You know, you might be down for 1 minute, then you might be like angry in another minute.
It's like you're bipolar.
Then at the end of the day,
you know what I'm saying? Feeling all around. And those are the points of violence that get on your nerves. You know, but there's other
Yeah, Daredevil, yo. Straight Daredevil.
I rhyme into a digital recorder.
So do you? Yeah, but how do you? But how do you?
Yeah.
How that? I freestyle, but I don't know how you do it though. Like I guess so. You just basically so let's briefly go through the recording.
He rhymes to a recorder and
then you play it back.
You play it back.
Yeah.
That's crazy though.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah.
But that's crazy though because you can't write anything down though. Like
yeah.
I mean I can write rhyme on Microsoft Word.
With the speech.
Yeah, and actually, on another note, I'm an access technology instructor. I train the blind on how to use access technology.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
A computer, the iPhone, and other things. I have my own company. That's what I do on another note. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up though. Like, how'd you get into that whole thing? Like,
I know that's pretty interesting.
I was, 7 years ago, and that's another thing about the blind is it made me re-educate myself. So I got several certifications in business management, business taxes, accounting, and other items that help me as a professional business owner right now.
Wow.
About 7 years ago, I was with a company, and I moved up from instructor to the director of the training department. Most recently, I left them and started my own business.
That's what's up, man.
You caught me off guard the other day. I'm not even trying to be funny, but nothing sacred at the Chopp Shop. Because the other day, I posted a flyer, and then you commented on it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, what? I'm like, hold up. I was like, wait, bro. I was like, hold up. I'm about to call William Cooper. I'm like, yo, is this guy really blind, William?
So what I do on my iPhone, I keep the time. On my iPhone, I open up the Facebook app, I open up the post, I see that there's an image. Sometimes Facebook has the accessibility feature that'll read that image.
Dope.
If they don't, I open that image and save it to my phone. And I share it with another application called the Microsoft Scene AI app. And what that does is reads whatever that image is or whatever that text on that image is, it'll read it in optical character recognition. That's called OCR. And it'll read it and boom, it's just like you read.
Yeah, cause I'm not trying to clown you, but I was really like, yo, how's this dude responding to my shit? Like, what? Like I'm like
technology's a motherfucker.
I'm like either he's not blind or he's got an assistant. He got an assistant or something. I'm like, how is this guy like? Well, I'm like,
shit, man. What
the hell is going on?
Without my contacts, man, I can't see.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, Stone, is you're setting a standard for no excuses why people can't do what they do. Like you don't really allow for any excuses, like because like we interviewed you, and then we also interviewed a brother that is in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? And yours is even more, and I thought that was intense, but yours is way more intense because like you can't even, like me, like real talk, like I have a hard time remembering my written rhymes. Like I don't even know, like I don't think I could adjust the way you could, but at the same time,
you have to.
At the same time, right? The human, you don't know what you're capable of, right? Until you're forced to do it.
Shit, that's like niggas in jail making motherfucking burritos, man. I see niggas in jail make a burrito with a motherfucking some wet crackers. And some motherfuckers.
So what you do? You take the crackers, you break them down, you get the
crunch the crackers up,
the ramen.
Like,
Then you gotta trick the water heater. You gotta fuck with the wires so you can cook the sausage. You know, beef sausage for all my akis.
That's the thing about.
Yo, I saw a dude.
No matter what you come across in this world, it's your ability to move around and keep it moving shows what type of successful person you're going to be.
Yeah. Real talk. I seen a dude light a cigarette. With 2 batteries and a paper clip one time.
Yeah.
He lit that joint up. He did it. No, but he did it. I'm talking about he did it with 2 little batteries. Like he put the 2 batteries together. It took him 15 minutes, but he did it.
I see my nigga try to do some more funny shit. This nigga took a motherfucking lighter, try to put the gas in his mouth, and then blow the torch. Nigga blew half his mustache off and shit.
See, that's when common sense comes.
Yeah. I mean that's a different thing. So let's fast forward a little bit to the future. So the first time I ever heard about you was when I opened up for Killer Priest and William Cooper back in 2009, and yep, first time I heard about you was in 2009, back when I opened up for Killer Priest, William Cooper, and 60 Second Assassin. This was before I was fam to 60 Second.
Before he was famous.
Yeah, I'm still not famous. So, but I'm only Facebook famous, which isn't real. My son's more famous on Facebook than I am. So I remember meeting William Cooper. It was the first time I met Priest. I was actually just building with Priest backstage recently at the Ghostface Killer show. Shout out to the mighty Killer Priest. And William Cooper, and I copped William Cooper's CD because I thought he was dope. I went home, I listened to the CD, and then the song "Free" came on, and that was the first time I heard of you. In 2009, yeah, 2009 was the first time I heard of you. So I didn't really know who you was that well, but I kind of looked you up a little bit.
How did the Wu-Tang affiliation and being like, you know, how did that come about?
Man, you know, we always started bumping arms with Wu since like 98, 97, right before I got banged. They used to come to Philly a lot, especially Cappadonna. You know what I'm saying? We used to probably with them in the VIP, smoke with them, whatever. And then 99, I got banged. And then, you know, when I linked up with BT, and I've been with Cooper since 2001, just like when I met Trash Gaddafi in 2000.
Black Market Militia? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but I knew Gaddafi before the Black Market.
Yeah. Shout out to Tragedy Gaddafi. Yeah, because William Cooper produced a bunch of shit for Tragedy. Besides being in a group with him, yeah, yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you Cooper's booth at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as the producer booth. Yeah, we talked about that. We did the William Cooper interview, what, like 2 weeks ago, maybe? Maybe 3 weeks ago we did the William Cooper. So that wasn't your first time on record, but that was like a lot. Did you feel like that people started to notice you more when you was on that album? Because you had Killer Priest on that album. That was a very well received album. William Cooper's first album, Behold the Pale Horse.
Yeah. A lot of people really recognize, but you know, a lot of people recognize because I did like different songs with Trash. You know what I'm saying? We did Terrorist Jihad back in 2002.
Yeah.
We did a lot of underground noise. You know what I'm saying? And then when I was with a group called Starblaze, we charted the Billboard Top 100 with a song called Padlock. You know, I had an album out with the Starblaze called By the Way of the Bullet.
Yep.
And that song was on that album? That song was on the album?
Yeah, absolutely. We got Nature on that album.
Yeah, I actually saw that video. This video with Nature, Nature, and someone else. Who was it?
Yeah.
It was another person on that song.
Which is dope.
It was You, Nature. Who else was on that song?
My brother Bloodsport. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Starblaze. You know what I'm saying? So Majesty. You know.
Yeah, I watched that video earlier.
Yeah, we was some underground. You know, doing our thing. And then I did DP present Stoneface, and that's when me and Nice Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard that song.
That's the dark years. We really actually when we get you off when we get you off the phone a little bit, when we wrap up the interview, we're actually gonna go into that video with you and Nice Prince. We're gonna play that video because we're a visual show. We're a visual show where we play videos. So after we do the video, we're gonna make sure after we do this, we're gonna make sure we play your video and anything future.
Yeah, we got a story about Nice Prince. We probably won't tell it right now, but
we won't tell it. We'll tell our Nice Prince story. Me and Nice Prince almost had a little tussle, but that's the fam. All love.
Nice Prince would have told this nigga.
Nice Prince would have whipped my ass though. He's a lot bigger than me, but he's a big motherfucker. Nice Prince is a big dude, yo.
It looks like T.O. man.
Yeah, it was like a kung fu movie. We had to get through Nice Prince to get the RZA. It was like a kung fu movie, man. So yeah.
On this new album, one of my favorite songs, you know, and we got a classic verse from Nice on that album.
Yeah, classic Killer Army shit. Shout out to the God, Nice Prince.
Shout out Nice Prince.
So fast forwarding a little bit, I really respected how William Cooper handled this. There's you know. People have to realize, beyond the fact that you've had a career for many years, besides the fact that you had overcome so much adversity, you also got a video that just dropped like a week ago with the God in there, Sean Price. You were doing the chorus on that song, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Sean Price, William Cooper, and I liked how William Cooper handled that because he was like, you know, I didn't want to put rest in peace on there, and I didn't want to drop it when he just died because he felt like too many people were trying to capitalize off that. So I like the integrity that William Cooper has, and I salute you guys and the whole Gemstar regime for that. But that's a dope Holy Mountain, right? Yeah.
His wife and his daughter actually came to the studio.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't somewhere I send the verse, you know, by email. No, that brother actually came in essence and blessed. You know what I'm saying?
That's how hip hop should be, though.
Yeah.
Because there's a certain.
When me and Fame did, you know, Stoneface dropped last week. The Stoneface title song, Fame was at the studio.
You talking about Fame? You talking about Little Fame from MOP?
Absolutely. Yeah. You didn't know that was out? Man, that shit's crazy.
Nah, bro, like I said, we was rocking that Holy Mountain joint, and then so the new album is about to drop. William Cooper actually invited us to the record release party in New York, November 2nd.
Yeah, we good to see y'all if y'all can come down.
Yeah, we're gonna, I think we're gonna come up there. I think what we're gonna do is, because it's Thursday, right? Do you know, what time is it? What time is it? That you're gonna...
It's gonna be 7:30 to midnight.
Alright, so what we normally do is broadcast the Chop Shop. With your permission, we'll do a little bit of live stream from there and interview you on the spot there. Because we'll come up there. I already talked to William Cooper about it, but I wanted to talk to you first too, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely come through. You know what I mean? Enjoy yourself.
Yup, the famous Quad Studios in New York City. I heard security was tight there. I heard if you don't got your name on the list, you can't even get off the elevator. People don't know that's the famous studio that's many hits have been recorded at. Everybody from Biggie to everybody's recorded there. But it's also notorious because that's where Tupac got shot. It has a lot more history than just the Pac place.
I just want to throw in there that I'm glad I'm going to be a part of that and be able to experience that with you guys. I think, you know, that would be a good
you didn't know? You got voted out.
You know, during the Starblaze, by the way, the Bullet album, we spent like 2 months there. You know what I mean? There was a engineer there by the name of Eric. Actually became Busta Rhymes' engineer for all of the songs. All Busta Rhymes hits, my man Eric actually engineered it, so we became good with them. You know what I'm saying? So I actually been in Quad many times.
Yeah, so many like Biggie, everybody's recorded there. Pac.
Biggie, Mary J. Blige, you know, Stephanie Mills.
Tupac.
You know what I'm saying? His story, you know, everybody.
That's such a dope place for you to do your record release, and like I said, we're honored that you're willing to share that experience with us. Like I said, because we're humbled by the love that people have shown us in our platform. You know what I mean? And we really appreciate it.
Well, you guys are hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And we got to keep the culture right. You got to do real hip hop. Y'all know what the culture is.
Yep.
Guys like me, we're gonna always support, brother. We thank you.
Yeah.
No doubt, we appreciate it.
Thank you, man, for taking your time out. You know, coming and you know, talking to us. You know, we always appreciate that shit, man.
And what we usually do is we usually do at least 2 interviews with everybody. And even if even if we don't do an interview, we'll continue to play your videos. I want to.
Yeah, anytime you got a
anytime you got anything,
you know, call us up and like, yo, we got a video.
Yep.
We'll download the video right away. Throw that shit right on.
Cooper gonna kill me. I can't really tell you, but tomorrow's gonna be a big deal tomorrow. With a major feature on my album that's being released. And I'm on the sideline. I'm gonna make sure you guys get that link as soon as it comes out.
Por favor.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely love it. It's gonna be absolutely major.
And when does the album come out?
Yeah, when is that? Because I know the record release is November 2nd, Quad Studios. If you ain't got an invite, you can't get in, motherfucker. Blotch. We going, but you can't go. All right. Will there be hard copies of the album?
Solid right here, bro. This is solid right here. Today, actually, we got our first batch orders. Distribution company for us to keep. So what we're doing is we're creating the gold signature edition of the Stoneface.
Are you gonna have hard copies available at the record release party?
Yeah.
Oh, cause we buying those.
Can't nobody get these. I'm actually gonna sign with a small pen. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My name on this is a signature edition. You won't get these in stores.
If I buy a CD off you, you pull out a pen and you grab that shit and sign that shit, you're gonna blow my mind. I'm gonna think you're like a magician and shit. I'm gonna be like, this is like David Blaine out this motherfucking hip hop. This motherfucker gonna pull it out, and I'm gonna be like, he's just gonna sign it in the right spot. It's gonna be like, this is the hip hop David Blaine.
That third eye, boy.
Yeah, respect, brother. So.
You I'm the Black Daredevil, man. I'm not trying to pour you a shot of him too.
Oh, I'm gonna hold you to that. If you get emotionally in the shot glass, I'm gonna be like, yo, this dude's a motherfucking magician.
Can we bring some toots to the listening party?
Yeah, we usually bring toots with us everywhere we go.
Yeah. You know what it is.
Well, just FYI, toots mean prostitutes.
You might not be able to see them, but your daredevil senses, you'll smell them coming a mile away. They smell like cheap perfume and regret. Yo, he'll be like, what the hell is that smell? Ah, UZD's here.
Old $50 bill.
Ah, it smells like an old $50 bill with too much coke on it. Hey, so the album's dropping, right? The Stone Age, right? November 3rd. All right, and so we want to ask this question. We usually have to ask, have you ever been to New Orleans before?
No.
Well, you know there's a place called Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's where at Mardi Gras. But on Bourbon Street, there's a lot of this specific, establishments on Bourbon Street. You know what I mean? And they're bars. You know what I mean? So this is part of the show.
We got to give us some bars.
Bars, aka take us to Bourbon Street.
You got to give us a verse.
And where we live at in New England, it's called Bass.
Yeah, and you can't back out of this because you already blew up the spot. We know you got them all memorized. Yeah, so exactly. we know you can't say, I don't remember it. We know you do.
Yeah.
Yo, Red City, Pete Hot, Sheep, Blowing the Champion, School Kill, Killer, and Cool before enhancement, Sal Damo set, raised around crime talk, more with the wicked, yo, Sarah blowing crime talk, I'm a handsome dog with the crime fade, everybody in prison crap, that's how they made, 54 OG, I hear feedback, I'ma smoke that, bring it back, and load another set.
Stoneface.
Yo, man, so
we'll see you. We'll see you November 2nd.
What I need you to do is like give out your handles. You know your Facebook, your Twitter. You know what I mean? IG. You know what I mean? Whatever you got, man. Your webpage, man. Let everybody know where they can find that music and keep up with your your upcomings.
So you'll always be able to go to StonefaceHipHop.com. You know what I'm saying? That's my website. Anything that's always going on with Stone, you can get it there. In real time, you can go to original Stoneface on the brand. You know what I'm saying? You can also catch me on Twitter at Real Stoneface.
Word. All right, brother. Word, man. Any shout outs you want to give out? Like some parting gifts, man. Some parting loves.
Yo, absolutely. To my brother William Cooper. You know what I'm saying? Jim Star Machine Records. You know what I'm saying? The brethren BP. You know what I'm saying? Who produced the whole album. You know what I'm saying? To everybody on the album. All the features. Rod Scott, Nice Prince, God X. You know, Lil Fame, M.O.P., Nature, Black and Stand from Pharaoh, you know, Army of the Pharaoh.
Yep.
There's so many, there's a lot of contributors to this stuff right here. So everybody that contributed, I want to give a salute. And to the fans that been following me, you know what it is. It's about to get that master architect respect too.
Word, man.
So much, brother. Like I said, we will see you November 2nd, brother. And
thanks for taking time out your day, man, to hit us up and talk to us, man.
Hey, one last word. I am gonna hold you to it that you're gonna pull out that pen and sign it with the gold pen.
Oh, don't worry about that. We're gonna do that.
All right, brother. Peace,
brother, man.
Peace.
Stay up.
All right, peace and love.
Stay up, peace.
Mighty Stoneface. So now we're gonna go into the video. If you want to see the rest of the episode, we're shutting off the live stream. You go to www.uzd.world.
Mike Boston.
Yo, most of my dark years drowning in my sorrow with my peers. Lies of ignorance being sung in my ears. pushing my self-esteem in lower gear. I swear, crown me in my chair while getting my dick sucked, celebrating like cheers. Life is like an improper faction, counting money with no distraction, automatics and relaxing. Low profile like a high-paid assassin, slaughtering rewards and putting niggas in their coffins, popping bottles often. Yeah, y'all niggas is soft like the hands on women or the cloth of linen. Mr. Granddaddy flow optimist, smoke more water than the abyss. Gangsta nemesis, reminisce on my slickness. Ninth Prince mystics, Maya Angelou ballistics, explicit realistic on how I kick it.
If you shake 'em up, boy, you gon' wake 'em up. Put a little batter in the mix, start caking up. I had a couple problems in the past, boy was corrupt, had the ante up. Nose candy couldn't blow me up. The streets calling me, warning me, that's my mistress. Clenching on a sheet, back shots are ridiculous. I crip walk, speak blood in my sentences. It been a benefit to graduate from the tenement. You ain't feeling it, then you's a motherfucking idiot. Double I sicker than a bitch with chlamydia. My familia never deal with multimedia, but when she calls, sprint move like a cheetah. Bang bang, voice of the asphalt speakers. Thugs that was raised from a buck cop Peters. Some cop the white line, some cop the broccoli, some got the juice to boost your clientele properly. Stoneface.
Welcome back to the Chop Shop Radio.
Where's your energy? Do that over again. Try it again.
Welcome back to the Chop Shop Radio.
One time back.
So we got Mike Boston in the building, fresh off. Mike, can you come a little bit in the camera a little bit over here?
Yeah, a little slide.
Fresh off his TED Talk.
How'd that TED Talk go, man?
TED Talk went extremely well. We went to this.
Why was there 100? There was no pic, barely any pictures of you talking about. 100 pictures of your food.
That was it. You see that menu? It was like suckling duck, suckling duck seared with a smidgen of white wine and some fermented shallots.
So the TED Talk happened almost a week ago. That was just a dinner for all the speakers because they really did it well for us.
That's why I was only the dinner, right?
Yeah, and that's the only reason why I couldn't bring any of y'all. It was like only the speakers.
Because you don't want no hood niggas in there.
I wanted.
Where the hot sauce at, bro?
You have malt liquor? Do you guys have malt liquor?
Y'all ain't got no OE.
Talking about I gotta chew this with my gold teeth, bro.
They had no hot sauce, so Mike was forced to get a jalapeno and chop it up.
It's like, hold on, let me take my gold teeth out.
But, it was dope. We nailed it. Apparently, I think we are in competition to go into nationals. You know what I'm saying?
So it was a team thing. Like the TED Talk was basically like you guys didn't go in as individuals. You guys basically went as a team type thing.
No, well, so I guess there were 5 of us that speak a year. I guess a season, and we're very separate and different individuals.
Yeah.
We're talking about an experience like we're talking about Mobile Stew, which is a different animal than
anybody from
MIT or Harvard or Harvard Business School. So what it all came down to, I was the only one that had a team, and my team was Chris Lee, Juliana Abena, my A&G All Stars. You know what I'm saying? That sat there. Oh, shout out to Tamani Walker, 2 Tiers, shout out. She just came back from Florida. She couldn't even be there because her folks was going through what they was going through in Florida.
Yeah, still.
And she had booked her flight like a week before. Like,
just now getting power back on, bro.
And that's disgraceful, bro. Because there is free power sources out there that we're getting taken for.
Yeah, like it's crazy because like the solar panels and shit. You know what I mean? Like people can distribute power from their solar panels and like give power to the next man.
It's difficult for people to do that because the power, just like when people trying to go to natural health and the pharmaceutical companies block it. People that run power companies do what they can.
It's funny, but the government pays for it.
Some of it. In certain places,
you know what's really sad to me, bro, is everybody thinks them damn pyramids sarcophaguses. And
Sarcophagus.
They are free energy sources, bro.
Yeah.
You get to the top
Yeah, there's
of
an energy grid.
active pyramid.
There's an energy grid.
Yeah, there's an energy grid so crazy that people on the other side of the world, they were different beings, I imagine. You know,
They did the same shit.
That were able to big them.
A lot of people don't know about the whole energy grid concept. A lot of the sacred sites in the world are based at sites that do have electromagnetic energy. I felt it one time. I was in Belize on top of a pyramid, smoking a blunt.
In Belize,
smoking a blunt.
No way.
I smoked weed on top of it. I feel like it was disrespectful because they used to sacrifice people up there. I said, fuck it, they sacrifice people. I smoke weed.
You know what's funny?
Weed is a little different.
But
their
their
pyramids, more analog.
Their pyramids are a little different. They're step pyramids.
Yeah.
So what happened? So what happened
Central American.
is what happened was that I went to school down there for summer. I've talked about it before on the show. But what happened was that at nighttime, right near the hotel where we stayed at, there was actually an ancient site. It was a smaller site than the bigger ones, but it had a full pyramid and everything, and the courtyard where they would play the rubber ball, and the loser would get their head chopped off and sacrificed. And we had like this little fucking raggedy map that got drawn to us by a guy we paid, and we had to like sneak through the woods.
You would be the dude with that raggedy map
Yeah.
that somebody drew right on the spot.
No, I was.
It'd be me and people that we want to give them the keys of the vault right away.
It's me, and I can't say the name of somebody, the other people, because one of the people's their parent works for the university, so I can't say their name. So it was me and two other people. One of my people's from Dubai. Shout out to my people's Fuda from Dubai, my Muslim sister. It was her and somebody else I can't name. So we got the map. We got the map, right? We got the weed, and now so we're going through the woods, right? And it's like this overweight security guard who's like snoring and sleeping in the shack.
Overweight.
So we gotta get by him. We gotta get by him, and we go through the woods and shit, right? We go through the woods and we go through, and like I'm like taking mad pictures in the dark on the pyramids like this. We're taking mad pictures and this and that, and then we go up to the top. We smoke this blunt. Then the next day we go there and we come, and they were like, "There's all these deadly scorpions walking around, and like watch out for scorpions because they can have to bring you to the hospital." And I was we was like trampling through the night, like we was like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny about that? Like my concept on the whole thing, like you know the pyramids and you got the schematics like for electricity and stuff you guys talking about. I think that like motherfucking humans get too powerful and get too technology not how was the right word? Technologically advanced. Word. Too advanced, and we destroy each other.
Well, you know, I gotta say this to just, I don't mean to interject.
No, that's what
I feel like the true knowledge and the true historical narrative has been dissected and ripped apart. And the reason why they can't figure out why those pyramids exist and who built them is because they were hybrid people. They weren't just regular humans.
And the people that knew were killed.
No.
Because it was only a select higher class that were initiated into it. And they were murdered. When the Europeans took over Egypt, they burned that library in Alexandria.
Oh, yeah. 500 million scrolls.
500 million scrolls that some of which we have not. This was done back like over 1,000 years ago, and we still have not recovered from the loss of knowledge.
Well,
they just set it on.
I believe that though. Hybrid people,
and I gotta say,
demigods.
Yes, you know what they did is they burned the library, and they burned the library, and then they wrote themselves into history.
Oh yeah, they wrote their own shit.
And so he's talking about the demigods. We talk about the pharaohs, which are god kings. They're half breeds. They are, honestly, if you ever read the book of Enoch, and you ever read like the way that book was ripped out of like what we call scriptures, and I'm not talking about
the Bible.
Vatican.
No.
I'm talking about the Bible. I'm talking about the scriptures. Straight 86 on that right there.
Yeah.
But like
anything that showed women in power, and anything that showed
that's crazy.
Nefertiti and
and the Ankh is created as the womb of the the time.
It represents.
They changed it to the cross. And
it represents the womb. The Ankh, right, represents the
womb,
woman, the man, and then the child. But they took out the woman and made it man, son, and Holy Spirit. So what they did is that the patriarchal took the matriarch out. Meaning, for those of you that ain't never been to school and don't know, that means that the masculinity side took out the feminine aspect.
Yeah.
And they buried all the text that showed Mary Magdalene and Mary Magdalene was actually an apostle of Jesus.
Jesus, some say that was Jesus' wife, his girl, his significant other.
And see, what we're getting into is semantics, because they're a group of beings that are way way more intelligent than us that have built those pyramids, and they've even twisted these histories that we're talking about right now. So
we can't even rebuild those pyramids
because they were gigantuan.
How
people,
the fuck did they get north, south, east, and west and exact corners? And it's scientifically proven that they've aligned the top of the
with the stars
with stars that you can't see with the human eye.
Yes,
technology they did not have by traditional history.
That's because what you call it, Tiamat.
Tiamat.
You call. And
my daughter's middle
Nibiru.
name. That's my daughter's
also,
middle name.
Tiamat, right? Yep.
That's my daughter's middle name.
I remember that because of the song from back in the day.
Yeah, my daughter's middle name, Tiamat. Yeah.
But this whole thing is this. I mean, I'm not. Look.
All
I know is.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
All I know is.
Yo, listen.
There's a lot of strong men that can make shit happen.
Yeah.
Niggas can't do that.
But there's a group of beings that came down here and gave us knowledge and made women stop wearing lipstick and makeup to persuade a certain way. There are those that taught people how to dig in the ground and get iron out of the ground and gold and diamonds.
Yeah.
That is not something that humans had before, because in the past we were way more technologically advanced. You see what's going on.
You know they say that there's proof. You know, when they go to these certain ancient sites, when they look at it, they say that there's proof that there was some type of nuclear explosion.
Like
what about the pictures?
Like some of the shit is so accurate.
What about the pictures of the light bulbs that they have?
Well, like I said before,
batteries.
like I said, like I said,
and there were batteries that did not need a connective tissue to make it work. You walk into the realm. That's what I'm talking about with the pyramids.
And that's my whole thing. That's what I said before. Like, I think there've been many, I'm not saying generations, but as many, layers to humans. And I think that maybe every time we get too technologically advanced, we destroy ourselves. Because once tempers flare up, and I got this, and you got that, my shit's gonna be bigger, this is gonna be bigger, and then we just fucking destroy ourselves. And that's almost to where we at right now. We're not even as close to as technologically advanced as they were back then.
And I wanted to relay that. Rest in peace to my brother Lefty Shorty, Fernando Bosa. He was a brother. He just passed. That's the reason why I wasn't here like the week before. He passed because his technology, his link to like whatever he's doing with drugs, that technological push got fentanyl, which gives you a 98% chance of losing your life. Somehow that got mixed into something that he was doing, and he was never a shooter. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden he gone. So we do destroy. I concur. That's what I wanted to say. That's a long way of me saying I concur. But also,
even on a smaller. That's funny because you say that, because that's on a smaller scale. Like on a bigger scale is almost like warfare. What's it called? Like
atomic
bomb warfare. You know what I mean? That's the biggest scale of it. But what you said is a smaller scale of it, and the technology, and then too much. You know
that. Like if you look at, I think it's interesting to note that when you go back to the oldest written language, right?
Hieroglyphics?
No, not hieroglyphics. Nope. Hieroglyphics were predated in ancient Sumer, which we now call Iraq. Right, ancient Sumer in the Sumerian culture, they writ in cuneiform. It's the oldest written language. I mean, we're talking about like the cavemen used to draw right on the walls and everything like that, right? But we're talking about like people that had a language that was written on tablets that they could give to somebody else and read it like a book, actual stories. The cavemen didn't have stories, they just depicted pictures. This was the first language that could be taught. It had an alphabet and everything, all right? So cuneiform is the first language, the first real advanced society by traditional science accepted science, okay? And
were they black or were they?
They were of a darker tone. I mean, they came from Iraq. So
Middle East.
But the people that are Arabs now are a mixture of other things. So the Sumerians were a darker than what we would call an Arab. So I don't know if you would call them African because they didn't really come from Africa. There's a big
Middle East, but there's a maybe Asian African.
There's a huge debate. There's a huge debate in the scientific community onto whether or not Egypt or Sumeria predates it. But when it all really comes down to it, the ancient Sumer, it seems like it predates it. But anyways. So it's the oldest written language. It even predates the hieroglyphics in a lot of ways. The Egyptians learned some of their sciences from the Sumerians. So the Sumerians, if there was something that was here that was not immortal, they would be the people that would have recorded it and know about it, because they were the first people that really did irrigation and had big, giant, intricate cities and societies.
Yeah.
Okay, so their history books, not their myths. I mean, we call them myths. but their history books claim that the Anunnaki came down from Nibiru, which he referred to, came down to Nibiru because they came from another advanced planet that had 3 suns, and the planet had 3 suns, so and they had advanced technology. So think about our planet, think about our ozone layer problem. Their problem got so out of control that they realized that the only thing that they could do was to take elements from gold and make it into dust and put it in their atmosphere, and it would block some of the sun because they had 3 suns. We're talking like a galaxy away here. So, and we're talking about this is when man was still running around. This is when this is like really predates man. The crow man. This is like when there was just mammals on the planet, and right after like the dinosaur age. So they came to the planet Earth in search of a semi-intelligent beings. So they found the apes, and they took the apes and they spliced their genetics, J-A-H, genetics, godnetics, and they went. Ninti was a scientist, and this is all stuff you can look up online. Sumerian.
Yeah, we believe you.
We
wasn't there, so this is all.
This is all, and I'm not saying I believe it, don't believe. I'm just stating what they believe. So they.
It's partially, you partially believe the shit. You know what I mean? It's almost like Ancient Aliens. You ever seen the show Ancient Aliens?
Exactly. So just to finish it, because I don't want to talk forever. Yeah. So Ninti took the DNA from the ape and man, and they spliced some of their genetics and they put it into us, and then man with the opposable thumb came from, in a sense, from the monkey, but also so that would mean that evolution and the God concept are both true. The people that really believe in these sciences don't see a conflict between science and spirituality. It's only people of the lower mysteries that see it. You have to choose one or the other. But those of us that study the higher mysteries understand that with traditional science and spirituality are actually interfused.
You know what's crazy to me? Like
the Emerald Tablets of Thoth.
But the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. But let me just wrap this up. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth actually come after the cuneiform tablets. So just to finish off, Ninti took the genes or whatever, and they had the new humans, right? Humans, the atom. They call it the Atoma Project because supposedly they stopped on the moon or Mars first, and some shit went down. So then it didn't work out. So they came here. They didn't find what they were looking for. So long story short, they bred us to mine the gold for them. And when they got enough gold and they got what they needed, they gave us free will. And that's where we get the concept of knowledge and the free will. Yeah, they left behind, and
it's
our depictions of all these extraterrestrials.
Well, it's crazy, like when it goes like the Egyptian thing, and they have like the pictures of, like the guys the people that came down from the sky. They have depictions of like guys with eagle bird faces and like cats heads
and having sex with the animals and creating a hybrid species.
Yeah, man. So it's like. But my whole thing is like, all right, so say this world as we know was obliterated, and some of the things we was left behind. Somebody seen a picture of a dragon. We didn't have dragons.
The dragon is the only animal in the Chinese zodiac that isn't real.
But they have depictions of dragons, and they just do some research, and they see all these little pictures of dragons and shit. And so, are we just automatically gonna just say we had dragons when we lived in this time?
Well, most people don't even believe that dinosaurs lived when man lived.
Because they believe in the Bible, and the Bible
the Bible doesn't distinguish that.
It doesn't. But if you think about it, though,
the Bible's been altered by white.
When it comes to
everybody
you can't believe in the Bible. You can't believe in the Bible's God and believe in aliens. No. Those two don't.
So aliens to me are synonymous to angels that have fell and given us the knowledge.
This is where we get back into the whole science and spirituality.
Well, think about it though. What did angels do? Angels really was God's dirty work. Well, they came out to handle business.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Because I come here to handle business, and there's niggas that fell off.
Yeah.
And I would have to come after them on dogs. They walk with us. UZD. Or UC, or Universal Disciples before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's those that are going to come here and they're going to fall. And whose work is it to deal with that? For some reason, it's become my work. But it's not just my work. You know what I'm saying? There's a group of people that are going to fall. So these fallen 200 started having sex with animals and creating what we know when they pass away, they're demons, bro. They got like a fish with big ass teeth and a head and hands that could punch the shit out of you like an ape.
My whole theory is like a house cat. A house cat was a bitch ass nigga in his former life. if you was a bitch ass nigga If you was a bitch ass nigga in your human life, when you die, you gonna come back as a house cat. And when you're a house cat and the girl, you ever see a house cat when the girl's in the shower, your girl's in the shower, the house cat, you looking at her like,
yo, can I just say that though?
Watching you fucking that shit.
So for those of you just tuning in, we're having a discussion about the whole ancient alien. We're having a whole discussion about the ancient aliens concept, ancient Egypt, and we're talking to Cash has a theory about how
yeah, we a bitch ass nigga.
Bitch ass niggas die and come back as a house cat.
You're a house cat. You can't do nothing. You can't even protect the house. You can't do shit. You gonna be a bitch ass nigga. You gonna be like, when you was a human, you wasn't forced to be a bitch ass nigga. But now you're a house cat. Now you're forced to be a bitch ass nigga. So you can't even protect the house. Nigga busting the house. You can't do nothing.
So
I want to say something else.
I just want to add. Go ahead.
I forgot what it was.
I just want to add that tonight. I forgot to add any other broadcast we recorded, but tonight you can check out UZD plus some other great artists at Alchemy 71 Richmond Street, right here in Providence for the Twerk or Treat event. It's going to be a food drive put on by the Alky God Entertainment. UZD will be there bringing canned goods to support people less fortunate. You know, and then somebody was like,
what I was gonna say is, I probably remember what I was gonna say. So, like, you know, I don't believe in heaven and hell. Mm-hmm. I believe in the Egyptian theory that, you know, if your heart is lighter than a feather, you become reincarnated and come back to Earth. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, they say that's where the pearly gates come through. You know what I mean? Back with the Egyptian culture, it was said that it was a person waiting for you with a weight. Mm-hmm. They weigh out your feather on one side, put your heart on the other side, and if your fucking heart, what that means is, like, if you lived your life and you had no regrets and you had, like, you know, you felt like you did everything you could do in life to be the best person you could be, you know, you get a second chance at life. If not, your soul was destroyed.
Yep. See, then if that was the case, then none of us in this room would make it, bro.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Mike, can I ask you a question?
I feel like my heart would be lighter than the feather if
Mike, can I ask you a question though? Mike, can I ask you a question before we go on before the subject?
But let me see. All right, so.
I don't mean to say it like
that. Well, let me put you in this perspective. All right, basically, if you're gonna talk heaven and hell, right? You're gonna talk the Ten Commandments. Ten Commandments is basically the law for you to get into heaven and hell. But it's impossible for any human to follow the Ten Commandments. It's impossible.
That's the actual purpose of them, to show you that your ass can't keep it. So you need this grace.
But with that grace, you still can't do it.
So that gives you your pass.
No, because all you have to do is say sorry. Be genuinely sorry for all the shit that you did.
I mean, that is true, though. Going by the monotheistic, but by the monotheistic religion, that is true.
Let me explain the difference. The difference is you felt like you was,
but it's still murder.
Vindicated. You felt like you was what's the word I'm looking for? You felt like you was
you was
it was you. That's what you supposed to do. Justified. Now, if you go out and kill a bum, that's gonna weigh on your soul.
Yeah.
If you protecting a friend, and like I say, all right, so say like Mike, you done a lot of things in your past. You know, you done a lot of things. So
use a male Chippendale.
So think about all the positive.
You had a cock in a sock for many years.
Think about all the positive shit you're doing right now, and all the positive shit you're getting recognized for. Think about how you're there for your kids, and you take care of your kids, and you're teaching your kids.
They might beg to differ.
Now,
it's a matter of perception, right?
Right now they might beg to differ. Too.
Now they might beg to differ, but when you go back and actually look, it's a different story. You know what I mean? Everybody have their own agenda, and they want to push what they believe or whatever, but when you actually go back and look, fuck what they think. I'm talking about you, your heart, your feather. You know what I mean?
You know, and I be messing up too, though.
Everybody mess up.
But that's a sense of guilt that's put onto us by the belief system.
You know what? You know this. You have a kind heart. You have a kind heart, and you feel like maybe I shouldn't have done that. But you know,
that's called retrospect. Everybody's a Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yo, I be cussing. You know how many times I cuss somebody out the night before, and the next day I be like, damn, I probably gonna smack somebody, and the next day I be like, I probably should smack that nigga. And the next day dude be like, yo man, sorry man, I was tripping. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand that. So what I wanted to go back in because part of it. But Mike, let me ask you a question. As somebody who's I wouldn't call you a Christian rapper because I feel like that's not a good title for you. But you're somebody who raps that is of the Christian ideology. Do you feel like we were earlier talking about the extraterrestrial and the alien belief and the alien? You're thinking the aliens and are actually angels and stuff. Do you feel like there's a conflict with being someone of a monotheistic that comes from the monotheistic religions? When I say monotheistic, monotheistic. I mean the three Judaism, Islam and Christianity, which all come from the school of Abraham, right? Abraham. If you don't know that, you claim one of those three, you need to go do some fucking research. Because a lot of people claim things without knowing the history, which is crazy. I had a guy try to convert me to be a Christian, and we started debating the Old Testament. He goes, "I've never read that," but he was a person that went to another country and got people to convert. I was like, "How do you not read the whole?"
Well,
book?
see, the thing is, like, whatever makes you a better person, it doesn't matter. If it's the Bible that makes you a better person,
I don't know that shit right there,
but really,
because I feel like, honestly, if we go back to it, bro, I feel like I should have touched 6 niggas.
No, but listen, but here's the question I want to get off. But here's the question I want to get off.
That's what I'm talking about.
6 people I should have.
Yeah, but listen, but here's the question I want to get off though. Do you find an internal conflict with accepting the ideology that there is extraterrestrial life with being a Christian because that's not in the Bible?
No.
How do you resolve that within yourself?
I think it's because people don't read for themselves. If you are able to read these scriptures in their purest form, which is why I started to learn Hebrew.
And you started talking about the Book of Enoch, which was a book that many people say the Book of Enoch, which was taken out of the traditional Bible, which is in the Apocryphy, but not in the King James version. A lot of people say were depictions of extraterrestrials.
But it was the weakness in the religious game that sowed it, that showed you why these pyramids can't be explained and why there are behemoths and why there are like gigantic skulls. And
so you believe? So that goes. So now we're talking about the Nephilim. Now we're talking about the Nephilim.
Well, we're talking about the Nephilim, but that's not the full point.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, first of all, I am a Christian artist. Yeah. I just look at it very differently.
I just didn't want to put you in that.
I say right, and you know what? I'm glad you don't, because I just say that out loud so that people can kind of understand. Like, I'm not. That's the closest thing that I can speak to what we're talking about. But I really go off of the historical narrative that they call the Bible sometimes. It is a historical narrative. If you look at what's going on in archaeology, yes, bro, this can't be denied, bro. They found the rock that Moses struck. But guess what? In Saudi Arabia, where their religion is their government, they have it sealed off by fences and gates, so you can't see it. And it's in the middle of a desert.
Yeah, you can't even get to it.
And it's painfully obvious that it was not just a sprinkle of water. It was water spraying up the sky that eroded the rocks.
Like in Islam, it's like the Zamzam, which is where it was struck. And I think that it's interesting that people see so much conflict in religion. But the thing about it is, a lot of people don't know. Like, even though you and I aren't ultra religious in the sense that we don't constantly talk about it.
Enemy of religion.
No, but what I'm saying is that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, a lot of people don't know that. Besides the fact that me and you have been like basically best friends. I mean, we have other best friends, but we're two of the closest to each other.
We've been to a lot of places. We've
been been closer to each other than our own biological brothers in some ways. And that's whole
biblical, by the way.
Yeah, huh?
It's biblical.
Yeah, and then the whole like 20 years that we've been friends, you've been a Christian and I've been a Muslim. But we've had our debates, but we always see eye to eye. And the thing is that
that's what's missing.
That's the thing. Like I might go to the mosque and you might go to the church, but at the end of the day, you and I, we're brothers and we have the same goals and we do the same thing. And I think that I think that to scale it back from the whole extraterrestrial thing and just to get into the semantics of it, I think that people focus too much on their differences instead of the similarities. And I'm not trying to get on some like universal church appeal here, because not everything for everybody.
Listen, man.
But it's like how do I judge what car you're driving?
There needs to be a universal church. Because religion has killed the most people out of the history of anything.
People in the name of God more than anything else.
Religion has done that is to say that guns have killed more people than anything. But it's really the people behind
it.
It's
right.
And
it's the concept of
and
that's true.
And there are beings that are bigger than niggas, bro. They're taller too, bro.
Yeah, so that goes, like I said,
the reason why
that goes back to
that king is depicted to be
so let me ask you a question.
Let me say this. Let me ask a question. All right, so You ever seen a person whose aura was bigger than him?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the time.
So when you see him, he feels bigger than he actually is. I think that has a lot to do with a god. You know what I mean? Like a demigod, or you know what I mean? Like you look at a person, his aura precedes his size. You know what I mean? Like it's like when I look at him, he's just this. Or if you hear somebody's voice or hear them talk, and your vision of them
presence
is this huge person, then when you see him as this little guy,
you know, a lot of people
like the Wizard of Oz.
A lot of people always, you know what? I swear to God, yo,
you know what I mean? So when you go back, when you go back and talk about this person, you're gonna depict this person as this big,
like the David and Goliath story.
No, not necessarily.
There's people that met me.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's people that heard my older music or heard about me, and they meet me, and they be like, "I thought you was like a 6-foot black dude."
Exactly. Yeah.
They
you know
always
what I mean?
say that to me, like, "You're Nabi." Like, I thought you was a big giant black dude. Like,
but I believe that we're maybe bigger humans, and I mean, I don't know, man. It's just so crazy, man.
There's so much.
But But I'm gonna say this before. I'm sorry, Mike. Before I get into that, I just hate when people don't want to say I don't know.
Because then it takes away their power to manipulate. It takes away their power to manipulate. And I think that the reason why so many people have been killed in the name of God is everybody wants to own God.
Yeah, everybody wants to.
God was black. God was white. God was a Christian. God was a Muslim. God was this.
Too.
God was that. God, you can't see him. God was a 5%. God was this. God was this. God was like, everybody wants to own God.
Yeah. You know what's funny? You know what's funny to me? How come we never? I mean, we have images of Jesus, right? Has anybody? You know, we have the image of
Jesus. It shouldn't even exist.
What I'm saying is, let me finish. We have images of Jesus that exist, but we don't have an image of God. There's never been no picture that somebody said this is God.
Because depending on what school of thought you come from, God is not an actual physical being. Depends on what school of thought you come from.
But he talks to a human being, like he's a human being,
and he has emotions. He's jealous. He gets angry.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of the deepest scholars who were not stuck in one religious class that were like universal. A lot of like very well-read scientists and philosophers and people that came together. They came up with the theory and the conclusion. I'm not saying that I'm for or against this. I'm just bringing it out there as a journalist. They were saying that they feel like when you read the Bible from cover to cover, you've read about 10 different gods. Like the God of the Old Testament is not the same God in the new one. Like it's different gods, but it was all because a lot of people.
Because that goes back to like the story of Jesus, the story of Horus, Mithra. Yep. You know, many other gods that's been.
About Baal. They used to put they used to put the kids in the statue like this and drop the kids into the fire as a sacrifice. Just like the pyramid that I smoked that blunt on. They used to sacrifice people to the gods.
Let me just say this. I've been studying this for like 13 years, 12 years. What I realized was that the gods of what I used to pass off as Greek mythology, used to be like, yeah, enough.
That's where it all started from.
Those are the same gods that they're talking about in Egypt.
Yeah.
And they're talking about in other places.
Yeah.
And they're demigods. They're fallen angels that have incredible knowledge and power, but they were using it to enslave the humans.
Agreed on that.
And it is
agreed.
Because you said you
agreed on that.
He said you see a person who's bigger than his light or whatever. It's written too that right in the end days it'll be just like it was before Noah, and it had to get wiped out in the Noah.
Look at the way the Greeks depict it. And look at the way the Greeks depict it.
And they were giants so big, bro. On
Nephilim.
They were so big that women wouldn't sleep with them, and they started fucking each other and eating each other.
Did you see there was a couple of articles, some of them were taken off the internet, and a lot of people try to say called conspiracy theory, but from my research they weren't. There was this big fucking upset at the turn of the century because the Smithsonian has been around since the the middle 1800s to now. Smithsonian are some shiesty motherfuckers. The Smithsonian, while people look up to them, right, because they have all the Smithsonian museums, The Smithsonian was actually charged by the scientific community for destroying a bunch of these giant heads they found because they were paid off. They were paid off by people in the Vatican and other places because if people were to see this, they wouldn't believe in it. Just like that whole if you watch that Stigmata movie and the other ones like that, like there was a part that was originally in the Bible, right? That said that Jesus said that you don't need a church. The church is in your body. Now, who's going to go and make the Vatican and all these religious institutions and Creflo Dollar and all these fucking scumbag spiritual pimps fucking be able to pervert and molest spiritually the people and make them give them all their money while they ride around in all these cars and all this rich shit? How are they going to do that if they're like, well, I not saying don't go to church, but saying that if you can't, your body is a church. They took that right out. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of the religious texts that you read now in the Bible were not the original text that was supposed to be read. Some of them are altered, and some of them were kicked out. A bunch of group of white, female oppressive, semi-homosexual men got together. No, because they still bang women.
There was 3/4. There was 3/4
gay.
There was 3/4.
There were 3/4 gay. So this
2/3.
Yeah. So go do your research. It was called the count. Some words I might not pronounce right, but my
5/8.
5/8 gay. So there was
and it don't got nothing to do. There's nothing wrong with the fact except that they were lying.
No. That's let me put it in context real quick. The reason why I'm bringing up the fact that they were gay is not because I have a problem with gay people. It's because of their gay agenda, they took certain things out of the Bible, and that's where the male chauvinist comes from. So the Council of Nicaea got together, and a bunch of white, basically gay, women oppressive men who had a political agenda sat down.
How can you be both? How can you be gay and women oppressive?
Sat down because they wanted women because
they want to be like him. They was envious. They was envious of him. I want to be that bitch. I hate Beyonce. That bitch. If I could be a bitch, I'd be with Beyonce.
Society, women were the head of society, and goddesses overshone the men and all the ancient
that's how it is now
and everything like that.
That's how it is now.
But to finish it, to wrap it up, these white men with this political agenda got together with thousands of books. One of them being the Book of Enoch, other than being books which showed Mary Magdalene as an apostle of Jesus, other ones that showed women as positions of power. All these books, and they shit on them, and then they put the books in that fulfilled their agenda. History is written by the conqueror, and if your conqueror is a white homosexual male, then that's what is going to depict what you're moving forward. You look at the model industry. It's ran by people that have a certain type of agenda. So it's women with the caved in chest and look like they're dying and shit. This is not healthy for us. And like I said, this is not a jab. This is not a jab. We got S. Perez in here. She's gay most of the time. We're not. I'm
the biggest lesbian I
know. We're not hating on gay people. Gay. We're not. She wasn't gay 5 minutes ago. Now, but what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that it's not a job of gay people. I'm just saying that it just know who the people are giving you your information so you can take into context.
It's funny because I was talking about the hieroglyphics to somebody one day, and they said, how can you really believe in the interpretation of the hieroglyphics when the person that gave you the interpretation was the people?
I'm gonna tell you why we can't listen to the hieroglyphics. No, I'm gonna tell you why we can't listen to the hieroglyphics, because the true fact is 90% of the world, even scholars that have built their whole career on Egypt, don't really know 100%.
They're all assumptions.
You want to know why? Because of the Rosetta Stone. Do you know that we could not read the hieroglyphics for thousands of years? We couldn't read the hieroglyphics. Do you know how we learned to read them? Because they found the Rosetta Stone. You know how they got that Rosetta Stone that teaches you how to speak languages?
I got Rosetta Stone. I got the Italian.
But the real one. That's named after the real Rosetta Stone. The real. Check it out. So check it out, right? The real Rosetta. So for so many years.
I never knew the story of the Rosetta Stone. So
I'm gonna tell you real quick. For many years, people could not read, even scholars could not read hieroglyphics, right? I'm gonna wrap it up. Couldn't read hieroglyphics. What happened is that they found this tablet that they called the Rosetta Stone, right? And this tablet had it had Greek on it, it had ancient Egyptian, and then it had more modern hieroglyphics on it. And it was through translation,
character reference almost.
Through translation of it through that. But the problem with that is the whole. If you were to read one book in English would that mean that you knew the meaning of every English word? Like if you had a book with Spanish and English, one book, and you read both if you read both books and you learned your Spanish through reading the English, I mean you learned the English through reading because you knew how to speak Spanish, and you read
try to compare.
How the fuck are you gonna figure out a whole culture? No. So, but you can't discredit them for fucking trying. The Egyptian culture has been dead for many years. What we call Egyptians are the mixture of Africans and Europeans and all this other shit. The Arabs that we have and the people that we have are not full-blooded descendants of what we call Egyptians, and they don't speak ancient Egyptian languages. All those are languages, cuneiform, the ancient Persian languages, ancient Egyptian. Those are dead languages. When I say dead, that means that not only do people not speak them, we don't even know how to fully translate them. So our whole
it was almost be like taking
based on.
It would almost be like taking Spanish and try to take like ideos míos. There's no like real English translation like word for word that really explains like a goño. What the fuck does goño mean? Goño means like kind of exactly. So
when a Spanish person says, all right, how about if you were reading a book, you can't detect subtleties and changes in language.
Well, you can't piece it out like word for word.
Spanish person says perro. What do they mean? If they say perro, or they say a perro, it's a different thing.
Yeah, but
so you're reading that in an ancient fucking scroll.
You determine. Well, they say that's almost how that's almost how Jesus was created, because they said God's son. And there was no differentiating between the actual sun.
So people talk about the equinoxes.
The
different equinoxes
as a birth son. So to say a lot of the constellations and the summer equinox and winter solace and stuff like that. So it wasn't fully translated. So they just said God's son, but it was actually talking about the sun. You know what I mean? God dies and born every. But that's what I'm saying. When it was
more phonemically though.
Exactly. So it was like they did they take it literally as sun, or they take it like the sun is in the sky. You know what I mean? So then you go back and look at it, and you see like stuff in the Bible says the son died every day and was reborn the next day. So basically, the sun goes down. Sun comes back up.
A lot of that comes from the whole Egyptian concept.
Jesus' birthday. Yep. The 25th.
Yep.
You know, on the 23rd, the sun gets to its lowest point. Yep. 2 days later, on the 25th, it rises and goes up.
For the record, the 25th was not Jesus' birthday. It was Nimrod's birthday. It was when the Catholic Church.
Nobody knows Jesus' birthday.
No, I know, but I'm explaining that when the Catholic Church.
Nobody knows.
When the Catholic Church. When the Catholic Church came to power, they had a hard time converting what they call pagans into their religion. So what they did is they fused some of the pagan beliefs with the Christianity beliefs. And
so Vatican II did, and Vatican
for many years, for many years before there was ever a Christianity, people celebrated the 25th of December as the birth of Nimrod, and when he died, he was a demigod, and as he died, his mother planted a tree, and people brought gifts and put lights. That's where you get the lights and the gifts from Christmas.
If you read it in Joel, it talks about that being a high pagan Sabbath.
Like I said,
Sabbath is Saturday.
Well, like I said, I believe it was the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Their Christmas basically was like when the sun hits that lowest point. 2 days later, it starts to rise again. It stays at that point for 2 days. And then the winter equinox starts, and the sun rises a little bit every day, and that was there, because nothing lives without the sun. Nothing on the earth lives without the sun. So when the sun started getting lower every day, the crops started getting lower. You know what I mean? The water starts getting lower. So when the sun starts to rise again that day, they look for
the whole concept
and then that was like now was the birth. It's like
do you think there wasn't a person like Yahshua? Do you think he wasn't an actual person?
I think that all right, I'm gonna tell you something. I was watching a video, and it was a video, and it was in Israel, and they was talking to Jews about who Jesus is to them.
Yeshua.
And they was like,
he was a prophet.
Not to them. No.
Yeah, they say he was a wise man.
They told about
no.
Excuse me.
No.
We're gonna say Kazakh Jews believe that, and I know it because of having direct
Maybe
conversation.
but I'm just
Those
telling.
are the
I'm
people that they call Jews now, so-called Jews.
So
And
Jewish.
the reason why Egypt doesn't accept the Jews that are theirs because they said they left black and came back white.
That's exactly it. First of all,
Iran,
those are the same dudes that wrote themselves into history.
My brother Deuce has a saying, and he says they call it Jew-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know it's
No, but
interesting.
it's true though.
It makes sense.
No, but it's true though.
Because even a convert can get in.
No, but hold up. Here's what they did. Here's what they did in the Jewish tradition. Here's what they did.
No, well, let me finish. Let me finish. I was watching, like I said, I was just watching this video. I'm just telling what I got from this video, and it was talking to Jewish people in Israel, not Jewish people in America. They was like, "Who is Jesus to you?" And it was like, he's not in our books and our readings. He's not the guy that they say he isn't, like in the real Christianity thing. And one dude said this. I forget what he studied, but he said from this particular thing he studied, they said that Jesus was a Jew. Obviously, everybody knows Jesus was a Jew.
Yep, he was Jewish.
And he said he had a rabbi, and he went to his rabbi and he was trying to talk to the rabbi, and the rabbi shunned him, like he was doing something. He was like, "Yo, maybe later," and Jesus took it as a sign of disrespect, and he left, and he started his own thing. Yeah. That's what
is that
in this
around the
video.
time that they say he was in Asia doing all that?
Well,
But think about it. After Jesus, check it out. After Jesus, what was Jesus doing?
Thomas Aquinas.
What was Jesus doing in his teenage years?
12 years to 30.
No one knows.
Well, Thomas Aquinas wrote about the stories. Also, the brother
Thomas.
Noble Drew Ali.
Thomas. There was a dude named Thomas in Egypt. No.
Thomas Aquinas was a scholar who uncovered certain scrolls.
But his name was Thomas. Oh, he discovered the scroll.
No, he was European. No, he wasn't Egyptian.
That's the funny thing about the Bible.
No,
this guy's name Paul.
John. But that wasn't their real names though. That's our English. That's our English. Yeah, that's our English version.
Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. That wasn't their names.
Yeah. Like Abraham. Abraham wasn't Abraham's name. It was Ibrahim. It wasn't. Those are the translations.
My son's name is Xavier. His name could be Javier too. You know what I mean?
Could be Javier. Yo, shout out to the homie. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's get off this fucking old subject.
Shout out to the homie from.
You know, we talked about this off for a long time, man. And it's real interesting to me.
I know, we are gonna get off that, but I just wanted to say shout out to the homie from Do the Knowledge Radio. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge Born. You know what I'm saying? Dougie Diamonds, the Aquarian Gospel. So real quick, I wanted to just switch this over real quick. So Mike, because we were talking about. Can you just talk about the current status of the mobile stew?
So right now, Mobile Stew, we just was actually talking to Truly Original today, waiting to hear back from Chance the Rapper for this like documentary series that we shot the pilot for. That was in the room to do, but we've reached out to. We reached out to the RZA now too.
Yeah,
RZA, Wu-Tang.
That'd be huge.
Will I Am. Who else do we get? We got. I had to do like 5 new drops. We got Missy.
Already on board.
Ramen is another
real
person.
quick.
They're not on board yet, so that's the whole thing. So this is the funny thing about this. Networks like Oprah, the old network, Oprah, they want scripted reality TV, bro.
They won't let you do what we're trying to do.
Unless you have a famous person attached. That's the only way they'll do what we're trying to do.
You know Exhibit.
Yep, so no. So
are you gonna have Exhibit pimp? Are you gonna pimp the whole story?
Yo,
we're gonna have Exhibit pimp the LMO.
Nah, I seen an article and it was like the pimp my ride was completely fake.
He said it was completely fake.
But come on, them rides.
Have you ever seen those cars rolling around? Have you ever seen one of those cars rolling around? Because I
read an article. It said it's completely cosmetic. There was one person that they was like, she had to be excited about seeing her car 5 times in a row, but the car wasn't even ready yet. So they filmed it like, oh my god, my car, oh my god.
That makes sense. But I was just in the trailer right now before I came here. It was my first thought when I thought of Mobile Stew. Get a trailer because you don't got to worry about the engine trouble. You just tow it, and a person can stand up and he can put a soundproof, make it big and short. And it's dope. It's real that somebody really made that.
Now you Mobile Stew,
just right now.
The Mobile Stew fucking reality. I love reality TV. I only watch reality TV. I don't watch regular shows. I never seen fucking Game of Thrones. I never seen.
Never seen Narcos?
I don't give a fuck. I never seen Narcos. I really don't care. I watch reality TV only because it gives the element of being real, which I know is not really real. But the fucking mobile stew is something that's like can live forever.
For people that don't know at home that are
Like,
watching, the Mobile Stew is a dope ass project that Mike Boston put into his truck that he records people.
If you could take the mobile stew, cause niggas want to rap, motherfuckers want to sing. Music lives forever. Music is universal. You get a mobile, like I see the mobile stew in action for my own eyes, and no matter where you pull up in the world, you turn the mic on, turn the beat on, somebody come on starts rapping, people start looking out the window, they're looking at their houses, a crowd comes through, and motherfuckers are starting to rap.
Wow, never heard it summed up that well.
That's what happens.
That's exactly the
phenomenon.
It doesn't matter. Cars stop in the street, niggas pull over, niggas get out the car, and shit gets real no matter where you go. So imagine a show, you don't need a script.
Yeah, but some of these networks don't want to take chances, though.
Which is why the media
but that's the whole
rocking
point.
With me.
Yeah.
They know how hard it is to sell a show that's that's why they had to recut a couple of different versions for History Channel, PBS, WGBH. That's different from the cut that they're serving to Vice.
BET. You don't go BET or VH1. It can be raw.
Do you feel a level? Do you feel a level of
Discovery Channel?
Yeah.
It's got to be like
tame, maybe a little.
Here we have a wild animal in the ghettos of Boston. Here we have the wild animal known as the African American in the ghettos of Dorchester. So let me ask you a question.
One thing about reality, as I'm a reality TV buff, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of reality TV shows are like this. They start with a good concept like the Mobile Stew. And it makes its own story, and you don't have to do anything, and people love it. Then maybe like the middle of the first season, or maybe the second season, it's not that interesting anymore. So now,
be in different cities, and every story would be different.
That's different between the Mobile Stew. But my theory on the other reality TV shows, like they start out, they're good, you know what I mean? It's interesting, you know what I'm saying? Then after a while, shit die out and they get a little boring. So we can't just axe the show. We got fans, so what we gotta do now?
Amp it up.
We gotta make up a fucking story. And what I heard about a lot of reality TV shows is like, all right, so say we had a UZD reality TV show, you know what I mean? And we get into an argument, right? Me and Nabi gets into an argument. And we arguing. Boom, boom, boom. A genuine argument. Like, you know, like, that wasn't that great. Do that over again.
That would have been report.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Say this time. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of an exaggeration of the real life. You know what I mean? So, you know.
So Mike, I wanted to ask you, with you having a Mobile Stew, which is your truck outfitted with a studio that's been featured on MSNBC, Aspiring America, which I personally was on. Thank you for that. I had family. NBC, yeah. I had family in different states calling me like, "Yo, I think I just seen you on the news rapping." And then you was on the Ellen show, and then there's some other things. You just recently had a TED Talk and everything like that. Like, do you feel like, does it surprise you who has come out in support of the Mobile Stew? Genuine support, not that fake shit because they see you're about to blow. I'm talking about genuine support. Have you been surprised, or is it the people that you would have expected?
As far as who I like, who gets close to me, like it's us. Yeah, and 211, you know, Mad Unique, shout out. So no one can get into that. Like if it starts to get funny around there, we cutting that off.
You've been running with the same people for 20 years, though.
And that's it.
Me and you've been running together since '98, so it's like the only new people you accept are people that I bring to the door to you. So it's like we roll the same way.
And I use a huge amount of scrutiny when I'm dealing with those folks as well. You tell me something, I go with that. But if I see something funny and shifty, I gotta look at that. But,
yeah, but that's being your own man, though.
But there are those, like the Black Swans of the world, that have done me dirty for 3.5 years straight, that are sending me messages. I can show it to you right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll never let that happen again. I know you won't, because you can't. Like I almost took your knees. He was going over to play ball overseas, bro. Like, bro, you're about to lose your knees. The shit you were doing, I found out 3.5 years.
I know
you can get upset all you want about this right now. He knows what it is.
No, that's the truth, though. I mean, I can attest to it.
Like,
I don't want to. I'm not going to say
even older folks that, like, I was there for their family. The reason why I got locked, people don't know I got locked up protecting young girls getting violated and their family coming against me because I approached an old dude. I was 20, 19 or 20. Talking to a 40-year-old man like, you can't be forcing yourself on these girls. My surrogate Puerto Rican family, they totally 86'd me. I was in jail.
And that's what I'm talking about, Mike. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to, like, you know, no matter what wrong you done, you fucking, you know, done what was right in your heart every fucking time.
Even if it was a
bad
decision,
every time. Every time.
I mean, it's really about. I don't think it's about so much what a man does. I don't think it's so much about what a man or a woman does. I think it's about your intentions. And if your intentions are pure and they were positive,
it is.
And I think that God judges us on our circumstances and our intention, not what we do sometimes. Because there's plenty of us that have made mistakes trying to do something.
The God is in yourself, man.
That's what we be doing sometimes, even with each other when we get into little arguments. We're here for the betterment of each other and for the best intentions. But sometimes, you know, things happen. We're human beings and we got that little slight glitch in us. So long as we come back and we repent and we forgive, that's all that matters to me.
Right.
So we're gonna wrap this up. Can you just say where people can check out the mobile stew? Can you plug it real quick? Because we gotta wrap this up.
You can check us out at www. Or do people still say
4 W's you just put? You put 4 W's, bro. 3 W's.
Mobilestew.net. You can always check for me.
STU for Stu.
Yes,
Stu.
mobilestew.net.
If you want to see real change in the community that the Universal Collective is doing, you
Black and blue.
Instead of all that internet shit people be talking about, they doing this, they doing that. You want to see the real, like, in the street work?
Yep.
You look up the mobilestew.net.
And you can always get at me through Sean. You can get at me through Cash. You can get at me any of my UZD, any of my Universal Collective around the world. Shout out to everybody that's out there. We know who.
Naughty North just dropped their album.
Gabrielle Lamont.
They got a song called they got a song called Universal Collective with UC Canada on it. They're sending me the album right now.
Who's a new cat from Nigeria right now?
Oh, Brown Wing.
Brown Wing, I just heard that. I just heard that joint with G's.
So we just opened up 2 chapters, Brazil and Nigeria.
Wow.
We just opened up 2 chapters.
Nigeria.
We gotta go to Brazil together though.
We might. We're gonna have to be completely single for that.
Yes.
Said, baby, listen.
But
we have to break up for this vacation. I don't want to do you dirty.
UZD, this is the Chop Shop Radio. This is Mike Boston signing off.
Mike Boston.
Mobile Stew.
Check us out at the Twerk or Treat.
UZD.world.
Yep, www. Well, check us out for the Twerk or Treat event, which we're raising. We're gonna turn up. We're gonna turn up, but we're also going to.
Only Brownie can come up with some shit called Twerk.
Yeah, because people are like, they're like, UZD's doing an event called Twerk or Treat. We're like, yeah, but that's the young people because we're in tune with the youth. We're not can just be a bunch of angry old motherfuckers.
We are sometimes, except we are them.
But but it's the youth for putting this together. They asked us, the OGs, to come through and do it, and we looked at it. It was called Twerk or Treat. I looked at it, and then they said, it's a food drive. Everybody to get in, they just got to give cans of food.
4 cans.
I don't care what you call
4
it.
Cans.
UZD, Chop Shop Radio. We're in there. Alchemy tonight, 9:30. 4 more cans. Shout out to Alky God Entertainment. We are going to be in the building. I'm going to go get my cans I got in the car. You know what I'm saying?
I got some pinto beans. I got some beets.
Pinto beans.
I got some beets. I got some
pineapple
sauce
in the can.
I got cranberry sauce.
You know what I'm saying? We got all of that. So shout out to our Universal family. Shout out to our Wu family, man. Shout out to all our family all around the world. And just thank you. I just, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for everybody.
Shout out to the Wu-Tang DJ Coalition.
Yeah, shout out to the Wu DJ Coalition. But I'm just saying, if you like the show, do us a favor though. Don't just watch the live stream. Go to our YouTube page. Send us our money. Subscribe.
Send some money to the Cash GoFundMe page.
Yeah,
you still got that.
Cash has a GoFundMe page.
You know.
I thought those expired.
Could you real quick, as we're leaving, could you just real quick break down why you made that GoFundMe?
I made a GoFundMe page because I seen an article and it had what's some boys from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp went broke, and he was
Johnny Depp go broke.
That's what I'm saying. He was living a lavish lifestyle.
That's what happens with toots and coke.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like, if you don't know what to do with your fucking money, just give it to me. You got millions of dollars. Give me $200,000. I take it. When you fall off, I'm gonna be good because I'm gonna put that money to a good place. And I give you $200,000 back by the time you fall off. So if you don't know what to do with your money, go fund me. Look up Kawan Boyer.
How you spell that? KAJUAN.
KAJUAN.
Tito if he's ordering Chinese food. He got tired of spelling his name.
Well,
they didn't believe when he called Chinese place. His name is Tito.
So if I have to go somewhere and they're like, if I'm at like me and my girl go to a restaurant, whatever, and they're like, we'll call you for a seat. What's your name? I'm like, my name's Tito. You know, because if I say my name is Kawan, they'll be like, huh? Kawan. Huh? How you spell that?
Tito.
We gotta go through all this. Yeah, exactly. So my whole thing is Tito.
That was like the time that the cop grabbed me. He was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "My name is Wilkinson." And he looked at me, mad Spanish looking, and I had like a Puerto Rican shirt on. He goes, "Your last name is not Wilkinson."
Nah.
I was like, yo, I'm tired. I had to pull out my ID. The cop was really harassing me.
Right, man.
He expected my name to be like Pedro Sanchez.
He used to pin me up against the car, try to pinch my little punk ass fat.
Yeah.
And all types of shit.
Like, your man handles. They grab your manhandles.
They trying to manhandle me with.
You know what I'm gonna say? If you had that baby band you got on right now, I'd probably do the same thing if I was a cop.
So word, man.
We out. We love y'all. Go to the YouTube channel.
Same bad channel, same bad time. Next Thursday. You know what I'm talking about?
Love, peace.